It's time to wake up and let the weirdness begin. It's the KVJ Show to start your morning.
Kevin is the host.
And his skin pigment is whiter than Casper the Ghost. Virginia sounds like this. Nickname Vicious Beast. So don't get her pissed. It's Jason. Talks like a spaz. And they love to talk about Bigfoot and stacks. So get ready, here we go. You're listening to 97.9 with the KVJ Show.
Good morning. Welcome to the KVJ Show. How is everybody?
Good morning.
Good to see y'all here for a beautiful Wednesday in South Florida. Yeah. Got a big old day going to be coming up here for you, including a world record broken this morning. I have confidence and feel like that's going to be happening. About the 7:40 today for World Record Wednesday. That's going to be coming up here. So you got that. Also, going to be talking about everything going on in the world. What is up with the Marlins season? It is taking an interesting twist. And of course, it's just something that you would only expect from the Marlins. We'll get to that. And also, mysterious seeds from China. What is the latest that is going on with that?
Craziness, man.
Yeah, the world every day just throws something new at you, doesn't it?
Oh, don't forget about the impending hurricane, possibly.
Oh, yeah. No, I know. We got that as well. That's something to keep an eye on.
How's that looking? Is that too far out to even...
It's pretty far, but they're watching it like we all should be. And they say, now is the time to maybe get a few things.
Oh, the weather.
So it don't sneak up on you.
The weather people, meteorologists are just chomping, and they need it. They want it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be in, that effect where, oh, no, I got to board up my house. Doesn't look like anything like that. They're saying that right now it is projected to be a tropical storm. And they say, the path, of course, is coming at us, which some people say that it's the best place to be.
Right in the middle of the cone this early, because it's going to turn, is the best place to be, is what they're saying. But who the heck knows? That is the good news, though, that it's not looking to be crazy strong. So, it might suck a little bit, but it's not going to blow your house over.
Yeah, it's kind of like me in golf. Wherever I aim is the safest spot. So that's kind of the same thing within hurricane, the analogy.
So because you both have those hurricane windows, if a hurricane was to come, does that mean you don't really have to board up anything because you're already done?
Yeah, that's exactly what it means.
That's why you pay for that stuff, because,
You do. You pay for it for that security and the convenience, and then you can actually be in your house and look outside and watch the hurricane.
Which is cool.
You don't have to live in a boarded up, scary hot box when the power goes out.
Says tropical force winds could arrive in South Florida as early as Friday night. South Florida's got a 20 to 30% chance of experiencing tropical force winds, which means speeds of at least 39 miles per hour.
Where is the Kevin Ralston set these days? Let's say there's a Cat 5 heading to West Palm. Do you hunker down and stay home, or do you guys try to take off and go somewhere?
Cat 5, we probably get out, but I think I'd ride all the way up to a 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I already know your answer. So, Nikki,
Virginia's probably leaving in 10 minutes to get out of the path of this tropical storm that might hit us.
Yeah, T-storm and you're out.
Yeah. She's leaving in 10 minutes. She's gone.
I'm going to do what Suits did and drive all the way to New Orleans.
Is that what he did?
Remember when he evacuated and just said, screw it, and drove all the way to New Orleans?
Right.
Why not?
He couldn't get a hotel. That was the closest hotel, because remember they had all booked up that time? We all evacuated.
So there is something out there, but it doesn't look like it's going to be anything too crazy. And they say it's unorganized, may fall apart, so we may have nothing to worry about at all.
And that's what I like hearing from Positive Kid.
That's why I'm here, baby. The positive side and unrealistic side of life.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in just a sec in your Dirt of the Day, we will get into the whole Katy Perry aversion to her own music. Is this a thing?
It is a thing. It was a long clip. In fact, it was 2 clips. I had to listen to both of them. You're only getting one.
Before we get into that, Tamar Braxton's reality show has officially been pushed back following her apparent suicide attempt that sent her to the hospital. And some people close to her, specifically her man, are saying that the reason she tried to commit suicide is because she saw the trailer of the show on TV and it sent her into a spiral because it made her look so bad. I guess it made her man look so bad. And some people are even questioning, too, how much of this is him and his pressure on her, because the trailer made her look a mess, but it really made him look like a bad person. And so after it aired, there was apparently drama with him all upset, and then that made her all upset, and then soon enough, she was having to be hospitalized for apparently trying to take a bunch of pills.
Look, reality TV ain't pretty. If you're going to go behind the scenes, that's what happened to Hulk Hogan's life. They did that. Hogan Knows Best, and their life fell apart. He attributes to that. He said it was all because of the reality show.
Really?
Big time, yeah.
Yeah, it really did. You're right, because they got divorced and all kinds of issues happened.
They were all together. They were a loving family. Nick had that accident. It was all public. Yeah, they fell apart.
Dang, that's right. In the beginning of that show, it was like happy, happy, joy, joy.
Be careful putting it all out there.
It seemed like a lot of the motivation for doing it, too, was to launch his daughter's pop career, which just never took off.
Well, that was a big kind of a deal that we had. We did a little stunt with Hulk Hogan on stage.
Yeah.
And the only way we could do that was promote Brooke Hogan's music.
Right, exactly. Yeah, he was doing all kinds of things trying to get her career launched, and it did not take.
Wow, crazy. And finally here's Katy Perry talking about why she never listens to her own music.
Okay.
Like, for instance, I like to drive from LA to Santa Barbara, which is about an hour and a half, and I'll listen to the record. But after that record comes out, I won't listen to it recreationally. But people that listen to their own music, like in the club or whatever, is wild.
I'm not buying it, Perry. We know you're listening to Crazy, Daisy, Hazy, or whatever that song is.
Yeah, we get it on Daisies. We get it. And that's what's going on in your Dirt of the Day.
Okay.
Want to see what Virginia looks like on camera? And Kevin and Jason? YouTube.com/KVJ Show.
What are you thinking about? What are you thinking about? What's on your mind? Are you thinking about? What are you thinking about?
What are you thinking about today, Bird?
I want to thank one of our KVJ Nationers, Shannon. She put this on my Facebook page. It's this macaroni and cheese pizza, Virginia, with Dorito crumble on the top. And last night before bed, I'm watching this video, how to make it. And I'm real tired. I'm all drowsy, and I end up falling asleep. And in my dream, I am involved in making this Dorito pizza. I'm in this contest about making these weird pizzas, and you have your own network food show.
That sounds right. I totally deserve that.
Nice. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And in the dream, Kevin's not real pumped about you going off doing this network thing because your focus isn't on the show. And the whole time, all I care about is this pizza. I want to try this pizza you keep on trying to help me make, and we never can make the pizza in the dream. Every time I'm about to bite it, something happens. It falls.
Well, we can make that dream come alive. I think nacho cheese Doritos on a pizza is a phenomenal idea.
I feel like because I dreamt it, I have to now complete that circle. I have to make the pizza in real life, and I'll be okay. I'll be at peace with it.
Do you cook the pizza first and then put the Doritos on? Because I don't want them to get soggy.
Right.
That crunch texture would be nice. Like, I could see 3/4 of the way baking the pizza, then putting the Doritos, then putting a little more cheese, and then just broiling the top for maybe like a minute or two.
See, they put it on the pizza and they cook it, which is what I would probably do because I want them crispy and I kind of want them baked in that pizza.
I want them crispy too, but I'm afraid that if I leave them on the cheese too long, the sauce and the cheese is going to get those Doritos half wet, half crispy. I don't want them half wet.
The number one thing that I do recommend if you're going to make any kind of pizza at home, don't ever go with that weak stuff Boboli. That is awful. It tastes like cardboard. It tastes like it's never been fully processed.
It's not real pizza crust. It's like flatbread.
But it doesn't even taste good.
No, it doesn't taste good at all. You know what you should do? Because Publix will sell you pizza dough.
Yeah.
It's in the bakery. You got to go look for it. It's by the cold stuff. It's by the pies, in the little cold case, by the cheesecake and the pudding.
It's outstanding. They have great dough, but I want to go back for a second and rant on Boboli for one more second.
Give it to them.
How has Boboli been around for so long? Their numbers are through the roof. It's been around forever, and it's the crappiest of any kind of pizza item I've ever had from a grocery store.
It's not an Italian pizza, but it is like if you want to do a fancy flatbread, you can use a Boboli.
I understand all that it's not really Italian. Look, Chef Boyardee, those meatballs aren't really Italian, but they at least taste good. I get they're not good for you. Boboli, it doesn't even. I'm backing away, but it doesn't even taste
running
good.
hot.
I agree with you because I didn't know any better. Many years passed, and I went and got that Boboli, and I'm like, oh, this is great. I'll just make a pizza out of this. It'll be so easy and so quick, and the kids won't know the difference. And Magnolia,
called you on it?
Magnolia was pissed.
Well, do you know sometimes where you can smell something and you kind of know what it's going to taste like just by the smell? When I eat Boboli, it reminds me of Raid, the roach spray.
Yeah.
It's got remnants of Raid in it.
It kind of smells like you ever smelled the inside of a bowling shoe?
Yes. There's something unnatural in Bobolis, and for me,
it's not a great review.
Yeah.
No, I do not recommend the Boboli. You can do the same exact process with the dough that Publix sells, and your pizza will be 80,000 times better than the Boboli.
Fat Kevin, another thing I think you would like instead of regular pizza dough, what you could do, Pillsbury, you get those little things in a can.
Yeah.
You spread
biscuits?
You spread that out for croissant style. Just don't cook it too long because it'll dry out. But if you let that thing get a little moist and don't have it cook all the way, it's a fantastic pizza crust. I'm done.
I think I've seen that move before. It's
very
good. Yeah.
All right, Virginia.
My work here is done.
That was impressive. Impressive rant.
I'm exhausted.
Yes, you should be.
Go get some water.
Come cover you the cape and bring you water and walk you off stage. James Brown.
I just really hate Boboli.
Yeah.
Boboli does suck.
Virginia, what do you want to rant about today?
Well, I have a happy rant. So this morning, I received an email from one Kevin Ralston.
Uh-huh.
And you just made my day, Kevin.
I like to do that.
I was going to come to you and ask you what we were doing next weekend, because remember I told you my sister's coming in town.
Right.
My sister is arriving on Thursday, August 6th. And so she's going to be here the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. She leaves on the 11th.
Oh, perfect.
So I was going to ask you if we could take that Friday or that Monday off. And this morning at 6:02 a.m., Kevin sends me an email asking if we want to take off next Friday, August 7th. I'm like, are you reading my mind, Ralston?
Yeah.
Nope. I want to stay here and grind it out. More dirt for the hurt.
You'll be here by yourself, so enjoy that.
The Bird Solo Show.
I'm down. Let's do it. What are we doing with Sister?
So we have all kinds of fun stuff planned. Snorkeling, kayaking, going out on the jet ski.
I really want to go out and do an activity like that. If you have an extra.
I would love for you to join us.
Yeah, I'm itching to do something other than just the
I think everybody
KVJ
is.
show.
The bird needs an adventure.
Yeah, not that I don't love doing the show and walking Chewy and doing,
But doing the show and walking Chewy, then doing the show and walking Chewy. And
starting a little stir crazy.
you are more than welcome to join the club and be with us all weekend.
Love it.
Yeah. I'm excited to get out. We going to be taking my son. My oldest is moving to Atlanta, Georgia, and so we're going to be moving him up there.
He's starting his doctorate and his master's.
Yeah.
Nice, man. You're breaking free. Then you're getting out of this place.
Yeah, we're hopping in the car and driving to Atlanta. It's I think only 8.5 hours.
It is, and it's a fun little area. I stayed in Atlanta the last time we drove back from Kentucky. We stayed right downtown, and it was really pleasant. I love it. There's a lot to look at, a lot to see and do.
Yeah, you'll love it.
If anybody, we got any KVJ Nationers there, he's going to be living in the Midtown area near downtown Atlanta. So that's
downtown is really cute. And it's a whole like a outdoor area with like a Ferris wheel. You can totally be outside and socially distanced from everybody and still have a good time.
Yeah. Well, the thing I think is going to be fun is we like breaking up doing these family road trips and seeing some sights. So we're going to go up, I think, and stay in Jacksonville on first night. We're going to go up Thursday.
Okay.
Next Thursday night. And then on Friday, head over to Savannah. I love Savannah, Georgia. And we're going to stay there in a cool little place and check that out, and then head over to Atlanta, and then head on back.
Why don't we take off Monday, too?
I don't know. Yeah.
My sister will still be here, and on Monday...
Virginia always working for an extra day, huh?
Man, this is
let me just tell you...
Mardi Gras Part 2.
Let me just tell you why.
Okay, make your argument for more vacation.
So Monday, my sister has rented a boat to do an offshore fishing trip where it's like deep sea fishing. And I told her, I can't go. I'm gotta work.
Kevin's making me work.
I really would love to go deep sea fishing.
I don't blame you. Okay.
Go. Dog, we have like 20 vacation days that we never use all of them.
I know, but I don't want to be like out fishing, living my best life while you're in here having to do the dirt.
I mean,
No, maybe,
that's where I get to spread my wings.
Yeah.
That's where I get to grow as a broadcaster.
You want to come fishing?
I hate fishing. I hate doing things I'm not good at. So you might as well just give me a math test because they used to call me the rig master because all I would do was rig. That was it.
We're going to actually do spear fishing where you jump in the water with a snorkel and a mask and you try to like spear fish with the Hawaiian sling, with the spear gun.
That sounds like fun.
We're going to get in it, baby.
Those fish, they need to be nervous because you have great aim. Just ask my left nard.
I've had such an aversion to the fishing because I've always had that tender tummy. You know, motion sickness has never been my friend.
That's right.
And I've heard too many stories about people going out there. And I had at least within the last year, there was one invitation with a couple of people I really wanted to be on a boat with. But I'm like, I just had this vision of me going out there and just, Ralphing the entire day. And then they just, when we get back into port, they're like, why'd you bring that guy?
That happened to my dad. He was in his 40s. We were out in a boat. He had never gotten any kind of ocean or boat sickness. And we were out for about 15 minutes and we had to turn around and drop his ass off because he was keeled over like a little bitch. And he just was.
I didn't want to do that. Yeah.
He had to, he was out of it, man. Kind of like how when I rode that Potter ride, just the vertigo or whatever was crazy for him.
I really wanted to hang with this crew, and I was so torn because I'm like, I'm going to get out in that boat, and these going to be guys that I want to impress and want to, formulate a relationship with. And
Question: who was in the crew?
It was guys you won't know. It was a football-based kind of thing, so some football coaches.
Was it like that one time Vanilla Ice wanted us to jump off the bridge, and I'm really scared of heights, and I don't want to look like a wimp, so I'm like, I'll jump off, and I was really scared.
It's tough. Yeah. You think of peer pressure as being something that only applies to teenagers, and it's not.
Nope.
It happens when you're an adult, and I completely caved. He's like, come on, man. He's like, do the fishing thing with us. He's like, this is I don't know.
This is your chance to get in.
I don't know when this chance is going to come up again. And I was like, gosh, I just, I chickened out. I was like, I really thought I was going to get sick and I didn't go. So.
Dang, that sucks. That could have been your introduction to a whole new social circle. You could have been hanging with the football coaches and then the players.
Then you catch a fish and they want you to take the hook out. You're like, I can't. Oh my gosh, it hurts my stomach. Oh my gosh.
Right? I wish
Is that blood? And you pass out.
It's one of the skills. I wish I were a boss fisherman. I wish I just was, that guy. Because I know a lot of social things that happen in South Florida. It's around fishing. That's one of the reasons why I'm like, I got to step up my golf game. I have to do something other than just I can sit on a stool and drink. That's my only skill set.
You are really good at that.
I'm very good at that.
I've seen you.
And you need to dial that back a little bit.
I have, because I need to up something else out. So it's like I'm going to try golf a little bit. Maybe one of these days I'll test the waters on the fishing. I just don't want to go with diehard fishermen who go out and I get sick and they're like, we're not turning around for this.
They don't go back. Yeah,
right.
That happened. I went one time and those seas were like 5 feet. Like it was up and it was down.
Yes.
Like six or maybe even 7 feet. And half the girls on the boat were ralphing over the side.
Yeah.
The other half were riding it like it was fun. And the captain's like, I'm sorry, we can't go back.
It's a commitment, because if you're out there and everyone's having fun and you're the only one that's not having fun, they're not coming back. You're stuck out in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly, yeah. So if I go test the waters, literally, I want to go out with a crew that if they see me go, they'll be like, all right, Kev's getting sick, let's go back. And I haven't found that crew yet because most people are like, we're not coming out here just for you to get sick and us drive back.
Well, that crew is you rent the boat.
Right. That's
the
it.
crew.
That is the crew. Where I control
is
it.
Kevin paid for this boat.
Sir, you've only been out for 8 minutes. I know, it's over.
I watched an infomercial the other day. I don't know how I got sucked into it. Rocco loves the infomercial channel. But there was this guy on there claiming he had this bracelet that you put on.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
And
Yeah.
it makes you not get seasick. He claimed 10 years on the water. It's never failed. He'll put it on people that are ralphing, and they'll all of a sudden stop ralphing.
I've heard that.
And then like an hour
it's
later.
like the magnets.
It throws off your body's like.
It's equilibrium, and that's
Yeah.
what it is, because that's why you're sick in the first place is, your inner ear, all that kind of stuff, the fluid's off, your equilibrium is off, and that's supposed to balance it. I don't know. I mean, there's a part of it that sounds rational, but there's a big part of it that sounds hokey.
Oh, that bracelet scam's been going on since the 90s.
Really?
Oh, I've
It's
heard
been around for a while.
It's been
Is it a
around.
scam?
I would love to talk to an actual guy that runs a charter fishing business that sees this every day.
Who doesn't sell them himself?
Thank you. You
Yeah.
have to have no vested interest. Don't come up on here and say at the end that you have them on sale on your Instagram.
Exactly. Because you're suspect.
Right. You are immediately flagged. I would love to hear if it really does work or if it's just a scam.
I thought there was another thing too, another kind of bracelet you put on your wrist, and it's supposed to do something for like your vertebrae or your back. There's another little bracelet scam with the wrist thing.
They say, too, you can take that Dramamine. You just can't take it after you're already sick.
Okay.
You have to take it ahead of time. And I think that was what a lot of people do. They wait till they get out there to
Right.
see if they're going to get sick, and then they get sick, and then they take it and it's too late.
Also, make sure you like the people you go on a boat with, because the worst thing is to be stuck out there for 6 hours and not like somebody, and there's nowhere to go.
Yeah, I only knew one of the guys with the invite, and the other ones I didn't really know. And one of them I was like, wanting to impress kind of thing. So I'm like,
I went out with friends
Bad
one
environment.
time, and there was a couple who was so drunk, and they fought the entire time. And I'm not talking about Virginia. This is a different. And it was just it was like 6 hours of them fighting and drinking, and it was so uncomfortable. Nobody had fun.
That's one of the things about being on a boat with people. I try to watch these situations because when you get out there, you get stuck. I had that happen one time where we were out with a crew, same thing, and they were just miserable. And I'm like, the Queen and I were not having a good time. We were at Peanut Island. We jumped off the boat, and I found another ride because I'm like, I don't want to be with these people anymore.
Well, the boat wasn't that big. There wasn't that. You couldn't really hide anywhere.
No, you couldn't, and that's why I don't know if I've really been out with anybody since, because it was about 3 hours of that kind of misery. They were at the beginning stages of their divorce.
Oh, boy.
And it just got to the point where I'm like, hey, you want to get out of here? And she's like, yeah. And so we just got off on the sandbar, and I'm like, I'm looking around. Somebody's like, hey, Kev from the KVJ Show. I'm like, can I get a ride?
I mean, you'll jump off. I contemplated jumping off the boat. I'm not a good
Thank
swimmer.
God thank God. I saw Peanut. I'm like, hey, can we go by Peanut Island?
Oh, it got out that awkward quiet. Nobody's saying anything. All you just hear is the boat.
I didn't even say goodbye. I just, are they coming back? We're just, I was gone.
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. I was out. Well, to your point of taking off that Monday, Virginia, this is an interesting thing. Would you like to know the key to happiness?
I would.
They say that the key to being really happy, according to a study, so they put this to the test, Sometimes you just have to ignore your responsibilities and do something fun and truly not think about the consequences.
Okay, so we're taking off Friday and Monday.
Now look at Virginia.
But I also think you have to be able to be present in the moment to enjoy it. You can't have your mind thinking what's going to happen and I got to do this.
You have to dismiss yourself.
If you're not present in the moment, it's not even worth it.
Yeah. I was thinking about that scene from Pretty Woman. Remember that where, she's out and they're doing the lawn little picnic and she has him take his shoes off and he's in the suit and she throws the phone away and he's like, hey, I got these. And she has him blow off all of his appointments and, he's just like, okay, I'm taking a little bit of time for some fun in life.
There's truth to that. Think about it when you're on your deathbed. If you're old on your deathbed, there's gonna be so many things you think back on. It didn't really matter. Shouldn't have gotten that mad about. Shouldn't have had that much energy towards that thing.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Researchers found that when you do that, it helps your well-being and mental health. So you just need to sometimes say, you know what? Yeah, I probably should be doing that, but do I really need to be doing that?
Let's take Monday off.
Let's take Monday.
Okay.
This COVID hamster wheel we've been on.
Yeah.
We need this.
We're going to hear it from the people. But you know what? Carpe diem.
Friday and Monday. Let's get the little bracelet. Y'all come fishing with us.
Look how Virginia is perked up. I mean,
know.
she
There
is
you
so
go.
happy right
This has been the best start of a show ever.
One thing I just wanted to make a note of, Dennys, what is on his mind today. I think from the photos I saw last night on Facebook is going to be a big day for Dennys today.
3 p.m.
Yeah, he is going to be doing one of those big life things where he is, for the first time, going to be getting his own house with his wife, Jen. The photos are on our Facebook page. And a lot of people are checking that out. It looks quaint and amazing. What a cute little house you got going on there, Dennys.
Oh, thanks, guys. Later today, there'll be pictures of the outside. It was a little tricky yesterday, so.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I was wondering, where's the outside? I want to see this.
And no, I'm not living with Danny. People go, what's one's bird's room? No, I'm looking for my own house.
We're going to put him in the nursery, a little crib.
Yeah, it's nice. The little 3-bedroom.
Oh,
So,
cute.
Yeah, it's got two. The master's pretty decently sized. The other bedroom's pretty large, and it's got like a smaller bedroom. It's cool. The back area, I don't know if you can really see from the photos.
No,
I'll
we
put up
couldn't
a better.
see. Okay.
I'll put up like a walkthrough of it today.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be much more clear. But the back area, there's almost like a converted room back there by the kitchen.
Like a sunroom?
Yeah, kinda. So
Okay, a
it's got-
Florida room. A lot of houses have that.
Yeah, it's really nice. And then it's got a porch on the side. I got a backyard on a lake.
Wow, on the water.
Yeah.
I'm excited to revamp Sasquatch Recordings. He's got a nice little room for a studio.
Yeah?
Yeah, the studio's
Okay.
gonna be really nice in this one.
That's
'cause you
fantastic.
Customize the room and
Because
stuff.
the one we have now is currently so terrible.
Is
Yeah.
Sasquatch Recordings the same as the Weird and Whatever podcast?
We have two wings. We got the east and the west wing. My house is the east wing. His is the west wing.
His is the
Interesting.
podcasting
You're
wing.
the podcast. He's the music production.
Yeah, but we're gonna change it up on this one. We think we're gonna do some music in mine, music in his, and then video in both.
Yep.
Wow.
Diversifying.
Okay. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's very exciting. So stay tuned for all the videos and photos later. We signed at 3, and then I think it's officially ours. We start the moving in process. We have to be out by Friday.
I love it.
So you'll be in your new house, do you know when?
Yeah,
What will
starting
be your first
Today,
night?
you'll
So-
be going over there tonight.
Yeah, I believe Jen's
Spending the night there?
She's spending the night there tonight. I'm gonna stay here because I'm closer to the station, a little bit closer. And we still have the only thing that's not packed in our apartment right now is my clothes and my bathroom. That's the
Okay.
only two. So I'm staying here tonight.
And he's
And
going-
then tomorrow, it's gonna be back over there.
And he's going through Jay Bird's moving and storage. We're using my truck.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's a great move.
Today's moving is sponsored by Bird.
Birds moving in storage.
I had to call Klepto from the snack pack to give me a haul over on my truck to make sure we don't break down.
Oh boy.
No, we're good. We're good.
You don't want to break down with your sofa and your TV and all your worldly possessions in the back of the truck.
Klepto don't mess around. We are street legal.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it.
Yeah. Somebody texts in, so we are not talking about the hurricane coming this weekend.
We did. We talked about it.
Yeah, we already talked about it.
We're
just to
not
let
going to
you know.
over panic about
Yeah,
it.
we're not going to talk about it every 3 minutes on today's show. But yeah, we just talked about you're looking at a named storm today and tropical storm winds starting as early as Friday. That means possibly 39 miles per hour right now. That's what I had seen yesterday, but we'll keep an eye on it.
And they're predicting for it to stay a tropical storm. As of right now, they only predict the top winds to be around 60 miles per hour. So that's not as scary as, say, a Cat 2 coming for us. That's not even a Cat 1.
And also, what else would you like us to talk about?
Yeah, we ain't the Weather Channel, y'all.
I mean, it's not even close to being here. It's a tropical storm. It's probably not coming. Do you need any more reasons?
Yeah, we are not the.
We did mention it, though. We mentioned. I made sure to bring it up first.
Yeah, panic's over here.
Now we're talking about some vacation days. Let's talk about this Friday, Monday deal.
Yeah,
I'm liking that.
Oh, I know what's on my daughter's mind, boy. She was very excited. She and some of her friends, they went to Siesta Key.
I saw on her Insta story. I mean, she's living her best life, Kevin.
She is having a good old life, yeah. She
Siesta Key looks so far.
Yeah, they went there for one of her friend's 21st birthdays, and she went, and here's a reason why you don't let my daughter drive you on a moped, because she wrecks. That's her friend.
Oh.
Yeah, so that happened.
Is blood.
If you're watching KVJ TV.
Oh, my gosh.
Caitlin,
road rash.
Caitlin, of course, comes out unscathed. So her friend goes over the handlebars.
Is that Sophie?
No, that
She's
is
wearing
not.
a T-shirt that says Sophie's 21st birthday, and she's crying with road rash.
There's no way that wasn't dramatic.
That had to be very dramatic.
That looks like that was dramatic. That had to been tears, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Tears followed by tequila.
Well, I think there are tears because of tequila as well.
And there's a TV show called Siesta Key.
There is.
Is that on MTV?
It is.
Okay, well, there's the Siesta Key house.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my daughter was so excited. I think it's a big part of it.
Come on, I went to the Siesta Key house.
Yeah, she was so excited that she went to the Siesta Key house. And then last night, I guess they DM'd the guy, and so he partied with them last night. They had a Siesta Key watch party. So that's the guy from MTV. So she was so excited because he came over for their Siesta Key watch party last night.
Does it get any better?
Siesta Key, no.
This is the pinnacle.
If you're a 22-year-old, yeah, I guess that's. Oh, and they're playing, of course, beer pong. You can see
so
great game of beer
COVID safe.
pong
I gotta
going
tell
on.
you, it's good to see that Caitlin's practicing her social distancing. Taking it real serious.
She's inviting in random guys from reality shows on MTV.
She's check out the whole KVJ show.
All right, Kevin. Caitlin's officially out of the bubble.
Yeah, she's definitely out of the bubble.
She's got to be out of the bubble, Kevin.
She's definitely out of the bubble.
You can't make out with a guy from Siesta Key and not get corona.
Say it out loud. I was playing beer pong from the dude from Siesta Key.
Who came at the drop of a hat.
Oh, yeah.
This guy had nothing going on.
That's another thing we gotta kind of dive into. The fact that he just showed up randomly after a DM, and is he shirtless? What the hell's wrong with this guy?
Well, he's got a great body.
Oh, he's trying to get.
He's got a great house.
He wants to get on Sophie's 21.
He is totally trying to. Exactly. Give me a break.
I mean, look at that guy. I mean, who's living a better life than that guy? That house on Siesta Key on a big show, and
That guy, all those kids.
I'll tell you, who's not gonna be living a good life. All of us when we get COVID from Caitlin.
Check out KVJ TV on YouTube or just log on to KVJShow.com to watch the show now. Powered by Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Now, back to the KVJ Show. On 97.9 WRMF.
well, this is just kind of a weird story. Mysterious seeds from China. Have you received any of these, Virginia? If you did, don't plant them, whatever you do. I don't know what the heck is going on with these things.
Mysterious seeds from China.
It just feels like every day feels like we're living in a movie, doesn't it?
It does.
And there's just something every single day that is new and weird that is going on in the world. And this is just the latest, like, wait, what story that we've got out there?
Who's getting these things?
There are a lot of people. It's not just here in South Florida, but it is all around the country in 27 different states, 631 reports from Floridians who say they have received these mysterious seeds that appear to be from China. The seed packets are arriving in envelopes with Chinese lettering, often with the words China Post, and sometimes labeled to contain jewelry. Officials don't know exactly what the seeds are, but they're warning that they could be like an invasive species of like plant. Have you ever seen that? You remember? Have you ever seen
What the actual hell is going on?
Well, there are some of those things that happen, like kudzu. Have you ever seen that? Like if you go up through different parts of the South, I know I've been through Kentucky and Tennessee and things like that, and it was. I believe, a Japanese vine that was supposed to prevent erosion. They started planting it here in the U.S., and it just took off, and it took over, and now it gets on trees, and it kills things.
We have that in Tequesta, so I have to drive this road called Island Way. You know, that long road to get to my house? So all those trees on the north side of Island Way got taken over by those viney plants that grew. And literally, the vine starts at the bottom, and it's all bushy, and then it grows up the tree and kills the tree.
Right, yeah.
But it happened to a whole entire area.
It's like the same concept of the iguana almost. Something comes from somewhere else and it takes over and screws up our area.
Yeah, and it changes the environment.
So don't plant the seeds?
Do not. Whatever you do not. They say that's one of it. It could be like a kudzu type of thing. There would be an invasive plant that would come in and kill other plants. And, especially in Florida, we've got so many things that have to grow here. Agriculture is a big business with citrus and everything else. Imagine if you planted something that would start attacking citrus.
Oh my gosh.
What you could do to our economy.
What a terrible way to screw with people. And you wouldn't even think of it. What an odd.
It is. And that's just why they're like, hey, want to let you know now. Because maybe, oh, cool. Because now people are planting things like crazy. Dennys, who's got that green thumb, he sees a seed. First thing he wants to do is plant it.
I know, me too. I planted peppers and I planted rosemary.
Yeah. So everybody's into gardening right now. So of course you start getting seeds. Be like, hey, let's see what happens. What's the worst that could happen?
What an evil plot.
You come back a day later and you got Jack's beanstalk in your backyard.
That's messed up, man. Little ways you would never even think of how to get screwed with.
And how many people so far have received the seeds?
27 different states, including Florida. 631 reports right now in Florida. And there's a couple options on what it could be. It could be an invasive plant, could be pathogens, toxins, animal diseases, things like that could be introduced to the environment just through these seeds.
So this also, too, in the same breath here, it also sounds like one of those stories the media loves to jump on and scare the hell out of you. I'm interested.
Scared the hell out of me.
Well, I'm interested to know how many people have legit received Is it one person?
631.
Those are confirmed. Those are they've been investigated for sure.
That is from the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services.
It's so funny. Kevin said the number, and then I said, "What's the number?" And you said it again.
Yes.
And then Jay Berg goes, "What's the number?" And you had to say it again.
Sometimes I'm talking to myself.
But it's legit. No, hold on. I'm asking that because you have numbers about Corona every single day. That's different. The media is reporting numbers. I want to ask about them. Are those legit cases?
Well, that's just the reports they've received. And now they don't know the exact number because not everything's been reported. So they're asking that if you do receive this package to get a hold of them so that they can accurately document every case. That's the number they have right now.
Good Lord. How'd they get my address? How did they get our address?
It could be random. They could just be doing it randomly.
So it's fdacs.gov. fdacs.gov is the website to go to report if you've received it. And I think the scaring the hell out of people is just what they want so that nobody's like, what's the worst could happen? They're just saying, hey, look, we don't know what it is. It's probably nothing. In fact, they say, it might be a brushing scam. Never even heard of this, but a post on the USDA website, they say that a brushing scam is where people receive unsolicited items from a seller who then posts false reviews on the recipient's behalf to boost sales. So it sounds like a way of them, thousands of people, tens of thousands have enjoyed this product. When nobody actually ordered it, they sent it to them and they got credit for sending it out. So that's what a brushing scam is. And they say it could be that. They just don't know what it is. So they said, in the meantime, if you receive these mysterious Chinese seeds, don't put them in the ground just to be like, hey, let's see what's the worst that could happen. They're saying there are some bad things that could happen.
Wow, brushing scam. I've never even heard of that.
I hadn't either, but it's an interesting concept where they, because numbers. I mean, that's the one thing you're just referring to with the COVID. Nobody trusts any numbers anymore because there's so many ways that people manipulate them and inflate them. That's what a brushing scam is, just by sending it out. We even talked about that with record sales, where they're like, hey, if you buy a Taylor Swift hat, you get her CD for free. And what do you know? She sold 80 million copies of this CD.
There's also reports of artists getting their management team and going out there and buying units, a big, large amounts of albums. So they're guaranteed to have a certain place on the chart.
Yeah, so you're right. So you can manipulate numbers. So it's, you always have to look stank eye at any number that you see today.
Didn't Bieber get caught doing that? Didn't Bieber's people?
He denied it. He was accused.
Got ya.
But he strongly and firmly denied the allegations.
You always deny when you're guilty.
Bieber gets accused of a lot of stuff.
Something's got to stick, y'all.
Well, it probably happened. The smart thing to do is you're his promo team. You don't tell Bieber, so he can do the interviews in good conscience and say, I don't know anything about it, but it totally happened.
You're right, because if you have to give an interview and you know your team is buying your own album.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, very cool. Somebody else texted in and said, hey, just want to let you know I'm going to Siesta Key on August 6th, and I'm hoping to see the Siesta Key kids.
Okay.
Apparently, all you gotta
Talk
do is
to Caitlin.
just DM them. They'll be at your house in 5 minutes. Shirtless.
And I'm 70.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm interested to see if this shirtless guy gets over there so quick.
You should catfish the Siesta Key guy and just pinch somebody's picture that's hot off of Snapchat, send him that, and say, come on over.
He shows up for 22-year-old girls that are there partying. Will he show up for 70-year-olds?
You gotta ask Caitlin, did this guy show up without a shirt on? Because he has no shirt on in the picture.
It's Siesta Key, bruh.
I mean, did he take it off when he got
He
there?
might not own a shirt.
You're right. I'm very curious on that.
Yeah, I haven't talked to her today. Last time I talked to her, she was dangerously sitting in the back of a pickup truck at 7-Eleven to buy more alcohol. So, yeah, so...
Choices, Caitlin.
She's just a young kid living her best life.
I get it. I did way stupider.
Oh, yeah.
But not during Corona. Damn it, Caitlin. You're in my bubble.
Corona what? Okay, coming up here in a couple of minutes, I got the results from our solo goats from yesterday. We were talking about the best male-female artist of all time. Throwing in there not only their ability to perform, entertain, but also to write songs. You had, on the male side, Jaybird threw his boy Billy Joel in there.
Not doing so hot.
Oh.
Prince, Michael Jackson, Paul McCartney all vying for the male title. We've got Madonna. We've got Mariah Carey. Virginia threw that in. Whitney Houston, Taylor Swift. So who wound up on top? And we've actually already taken the two tops from that poll, and we put the male versus the female head-to-head to get the all-time GOAT. That poll up right now on the KVJ Show Twitter, and the results are next. Let me see. Yeah, I was going to tell you, Camp KVJ got a hookup for you today. If you would like to jump on that, you can. Got for you Rapids Water Park, a 4-pack of tickets featuring 42 water slides and attractions. Palm Beach Zoo is also some of the tickets that we got for you. Rare exotic wildlife on a 23-acre jungle adventure. So you can jump into that right now, 877-979-WRMF with the big old hookup. Yesterday, we were talking about the greatest of all time, solo artists. We threw out there the categories. There got to be great singers. They had to have amazing amounts of hits, so that was a big part of it as well. The ability to write their own songs was one of the categories that we put into identifying who you would go for here. And it was pretty clear in both male and female who the greatest of all time was when it came to solo artists, according to the poll that we put up. Michael Jackson for the males, no question about it. 52% of the vote went to him. Prince was in second with 20%. Paul McCartney third with 16%. And Bird's boy Billy Joel in fourth place with 12%.
Yeah, no, I got a lot of comments of people who have a hatred for Billy Joel.
Aww.
Okay.
I do appreciate those. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So he won't go down as the greatest, even though he had a great career. Michael Jackson seems to be the GOAT for male solo artists. For women, it was Whitney Houston. Almost similar margins. She had a commanding win with 49% of the vote.
Her first album, me and my little sister had the cassette, and I believe that's the one, How Will I Know is on there, and The Greatest Love of All, and all those songs. That's a fantastic album. There's not a crappy song on that album.
Girl could sing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, absolutely she could.
Did she write Did she write any songs?
Not that I know of. And, people were pointing out that, hey, her arguably biggest hit, I Will Always Love You, is a Dolly Parton song.
Who, by the way, is a fantastic songwriter.
Absolutely, yeah. And so that's kind of putting all of it together. That's why, I thought it'd be interesting to see how Taylor Swift did, because she has had all the hits, can sing well enough, writes a ton of songs, and there's a lot of hits that Taylor Swift has written, that a couple really great country songs that are out recently that Taylor Swift has written, because, she don't mess with country anymore. So she's still kind of a country music writer, and now I guess she's an indie artist as well with that latest album she just put out. She was in second place, 22% of the vote for the greatest of all time female artist, Taylor Swift, behind Whitney Houston. Madonna, third place with 20% of the vote, and then Mariah Carey, your girl, only got 9%. Virginia.
I'm sorry, Mariah.
Yeah.
It's tough to go up against Whitney. Whitney's just a powerhouse.
We forgot other people, too. If we really took the time to think about other people and did some research, we'd have better arguments.
Yeah, I don't know if I really feel like in these categories, though, because there wasn't, typically we're like, oh, you totally forgot. I'm like, yeah, we did forget. I feel like that was pretty on the mark, at least with the male artists. Michael Jackson, I don't know that there's, and some people may be like, hey, Elvis Presley, but other than that.
It was the women I didn't feel good about. I felt like there was more to explore with the women.
Okay. Oh, explore.
Well, I didn't mean it to sound like that.
Someone hasn't touched one in a while.
That's not why I said that.
Mm-hmm. And so I decided to put the male versus the female to see, okay, who would be the overall GOAT. And right now, Michael Jackson is running away with it. He's got 82% of the vote over Whitney Houston. So I guess Michael Jackson, if you want to know the greatest of all time, solo artist, got to give it to Michael Jackson. If you want to throw your 2 cents in on that head-to-head, go to our Twitter and look for KVJ Show.
It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. It's the KVJ Dirt of the Day. Virginia, take it away, because you know we need that Dirt of the Day.
Well, coming up in just a second, I'll tell you what Kanye is doing. His main objective, they say, is to get on the ballot in each of the remaining states that he has a shot to get on the ballot of. What's he doing? I'll let you know. And then some of the hurdles as well, coming up in just a second. It does look like Kim Kardashian was visiting with him on Tuesday, and then got back on a plane by herself. There's pictures of her getting back on a private jet without him. We saw pictures of her in the car with him crying and all upset. So she's back in California and he's staying in Wyoming. Very interesting. In other news.
Is it?
Mackenzie Scott, you may not know who that is. That is Jeff Bezos's former wife that got divorced from him recently. She took back her maiden name, so now she's Mackenzie Scott again. She just announced that she is giving nearly $2 billion to charity.
Yeah.
She said, like many, I watched the first half of 2020 with a mixture of heartbreak and horror. Because of my enormous wealth and privilege, I want to help organizations. I want to help make the world a better place. So she's giving almost $2 billion of Jeff's money that she got in the divorce to LGBTQ, to racial equity, to economic mobility charities, to functional democracy charities, a bunch of different places. Like she's giving it to climate change and public health and global development, and she'd list all the different places she's giving it. But a jaw-dropping amount of this money that she got from Jeff Bezos, she's just giving away.
Good for her, though. That's fantastic. That really, the world would be such a much better place if the people who had a lot of money would take more of it and give to others. That, to me, is the ultimate in capitalism, is when somebody makes a lot of money, has the ability to do so, but then they share it and they spread the wealth.
So she's giving
themselves.
$2 billion. How much does she have? Is she worth? How much did she get?
I don't know how much. I want to say it was like 10, but I could be wrong. I'll look and see and get the exact numbers. But I mean, $2 billion. I don't think we've heard about numbers like that. That's just massive.
Yeah, $2 billion can do quite a bit, I'd imagine, right?
Yeah, and she's spreading it out.
$38 billion is what he gave her.
38. So she's giving two of the 38.
Yeah, so she's down to only $36 billion.
So how much money is he? My God.
Well, he made what last Monday? He made $15 billion or something like that in one day.
My head can't wrap around these numbers.
One day, that was the most anyone made in one day ever.
That's insane.
That is insane.
Good for her, though. I mean, it's still it's an amazing number, and that's awesome. In other news, it looks like Leslie Jones had some great news for Laverne Cox. Now, are they on a Zoom? Or are they on a phone call?
They're on some kind of it's like a Zoom thing. She can't understand what's going on. I think there's technical glitches, which makes always for awkward moments.
So Leslie Jones is trying to do this interview with Laverne Cox and give her the great news that she's been nominated for a huge award, but I don't know if Laverne is getting the message because I don't know if Leslie's giving it to her well.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've seen this done so successfully on shows like Ellen and whatnot, and I think that this is a vehicle they like doing where they let the talk show host know, hey, they've got this award they don't know yet. Why don't you announce it and you can have their natural reaction on your show?
Even though they probably know about it anyway. But yeah, make it natural.
Yeah, well, it's anything but natural, this announcement.
Laverne, I got something to tell you.
Yes, Leslie. What's up, girl?
You were nominated for an Emmy in what category? Best Drama Series? No? Best Actress! Guest Actress!
Okay.
Now, I was supposed to do that way smoother.
I was last year, Leslie.
Okay,
yes,
first of all, Laverne, you just won. No, you have a nominee, girl. You nominated for Guest Actress on the show.
Okay, she's going to bring the excitement and energy now to hype it up. And,
yes.
You know, and so this is where Laverne Cox goes, oh, my gosh, this is amazing. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Really?
Actress.
Wait, what?
Yes, Actress. You've been nominated. You've been nominated. You've been nominated. You've been nominated. You've been nominated! Yes, girl!
Wait.
Can you not hear me?
Congratulations.
You're nominated for Best Guest Actress on a Show.
Okay, really?
Girl, that's how you gonna act, girl. You better start joining, girl! Congratulations, Laverne!
Yeah, that didn't go great.
That's tough to listen to.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Kevin said, I'm sorry about that. Yeah,
sorry about that. I feel like it's necessary.
And we'll just wrap it up with this, because why should any of this dirt make sense? Kanye is now trying to get on the ballot in each of the remaining states where he's able to do so. We're being told that tons of volunteers are canvassing for signatures right now in West Virginia, hitting restaurants and shopping malls. And campaign staffers are working in New York as well, trying to qualify ahead of Thursday's deadline. In West Virginia, Kanye needs 7,144 signatures by Monday to get on the ballot. So it's a big hurdle. I think somebody's calling into question some of his signatures he turned in for Oklahoma, and they're saying some of those weren't legit, and they're fighting those. So also Illinois, he's got several objections over the validity of signatures.
Well, when the one was signed Kanye East, Kanye North, and Kanye South, they were like, okay, wait a minute.
So it'll be fascinating to see what happens here. Will he get on the ballot in some of these states? He's certainly taking it seriously and trying. And that is what's going on in your dirt of the day.
Okay, very nice. Couple of birthdays, or at least one here. Skylar turning 6. Her daddy's deployed, so if she can get a nice little chant here for her daddy, of course we will do this for the servicemen. Skylar, 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 Skylar. Yeah, from Mommy, Daddy, and Baby Gabby.
USA, what? USA.
USA. Yeah, that's good stuff there. And I got a cute little note. I always love seeing these after we do the birthdays on the KVJ Show, where somebody is like, oh my gosh, thank you so much for reading my daughter's birthday on the air and showing the photo. It was awesome. She just had the best birthday because of it. Laura Rendon had sent that in. So.
Aww.
Yeah.
When you hear your name on the radio and you're a little kid, that's a big deal.
It is a cool thing. Yeah. You know, I think we're on it so much that we forget that, but
it's special.
Yeah, it really is. That's why we want to do that. And that's why we give the birthday shout outs, because we know, hey, we got a cool little toy here. And if you guys want to play with it, we will.
It's free, and we encourage you all to get this little free gift for your kid on their birthday.
Mm-hmm. We've got Katrina on here from Lake Worth. Got a couple kids. and her husband that would like it. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Katrina?
Hey.
Now, you've got 2 kids and a husband that it says here is a giant kid.
That's right. I'm pretty sure he'll enjoy the rides the most.
Aww. That's awesome. Sounds like a fun dude. Well, he's going to enjoy some great rides because there's a ton of them. He's got 42 different water slides and attractions to choose from at Rapids, and then he's got 23 acres worth of jungle to pounce around at the Palm Beach Zoo, okay?
Amazing. He deserves it. He's been at home watching our 2 kids while I'm working, so.
Oh, how old are the kids? How old are your kids,
They
Katrina?
are 3 and 8 months.
He deserves it. That is a full-time gig right there.
Yeah, okay.
For sure.
I get that. Well, the good news is nothing comes
So
out
it
of
is
your
much
pocket.
appreciated.
Yeah. All right, tickets on us, and you have a good time with your big kid and your other kids, okay?
Thank you so much.
Tomorrow, I got another round of Camp KVJ. Week 7.
That's going good, Virginia. You want to interrupt Kevin some more?
Yeah, I might just want to listen to that Laverne Cox audio again.
I thought it was Leslie Jones in here talking.
We got a Leslie Jones, Laverne Cox thing going on here. Another chance to win going to be coming up tomorrow morning. Well, I think a lot of us are big kids. You know, but the thing that is really interesting, somebody had said to me that they had gone back to their childhood house. Their parents still live in it, and it's up north. And they were just looking outside. It's summertime. And especially up north, if you ever grew up there, you know that this is the time where you take advantage of, running and playing and all the things you do outside. He's like, there used to be like 20 kids running up and down the street. And he said, I did not see one kid the entire week I was there. And he's just like, what are these kids doing today? And it kind of made him sad because he was expecting to see like the new generation of kids that are doing what he used to do.
Playing stickball in the yard?
Yeah, and he's just like, what do kids do today?
Technology, bruh.
Yeah.
Playing Fortnite or whatever new game is out.
Yeah, so we asked the question on our Facebook page last night, what did you enjoy doing as a kid that kids don't seem to do anymore?
Oh, I love this.
Yeah, and there were a couple interesting categories that kind of came out of the woodworks here. I don't know if there's ever been a time from one generation to the next where childhoods are so much different than the generation before, maybe even 2 generations before. A buddy of mine was telling me about how he went up north, and he said the street I grew up on used to have kids, about 20 of us, just run up and down, playing kickball, sports outside, doing all kinds of like just outdoor fun activities. He goes to see his parents, spends a week, and he said, I didn't see one kid outside. He's like, what's going on, man? Where are these kids? What are they doing? And yeah, I think probably the number one answer is technology. Yeah, we had video games when I was a kid, but for some reason, and maybe it's because they sucked, we didn't play them nearly as much. And we did play them a lot, don't get me wrong, but we still kind of divided our day between half in, half out. And now it just seems like it's all in.
But it's not just video games. It's technology overall. You have the internet. The internet keeps you inside.
Yeah, no, you're right. Videos, YouTube, all that kind of stuff.
That. TikTok.
Netflix.
Yeah, I mean.
Disney Plus that you steal from your friend Jason.
Technology has turned us into homebodies.
You know, I asked the question on our Facebook page last night, what did you enjoy doing as a kid that kids don't seem to do anymore? And it broke into about, 4 or 5 different categories, but far and away, number one was playing outside or outdoor games.
Yeah, the one thing, and you guys tell me because you guys got kids, when I was growing up, having a club with a group of your friends and naming it and having like a little club house, that was a big deal. We had the camo club because it was like an army kind of a G.I. Joe type of thing. And my dad built us a little tree house kind of a thing, and we played in that and had all kinds of storylines. Do kids do that still?
No, not in my neighborhood. I would always climb trees. I don't see any kids climbing trees.
That was one of the top answers. Yeah, Ashley had said that on our Facebook page, said, we used to hang out in trees for hours. Liddy said we used to play in tree houses. I remember my grandfather had made me a tree house one time, and I would go, and I love climbing up in the tree and hanging out in that little clubhouse, tree house.
It was we had a clubhouse. We didn't have any trees in our backyard, so we kind of had like a bush house. It was a house right next to the bush, but it was just great fun. It was your own little place as a little kid.
I was telling Magnolia this yesterday as I was dropping her off at the beach. I'm like, you don't even realize how lucky you are. You're growing up like close enough where I can drive you to the ocean, and you get to play on the beach. And she goes surfing and skimboarding and hanging out with our friends, and they are always on the water. I'm like, you are lucky.
Okay, Mom, are you done? My friends are waiting for me. You're kind of long-winded.
Yeah, I was thinking about Magnolia, though. She is very blessed. She is in an area where there's a lot of kids running around the neighborhood, a lot of water sports. I think kids in South Florida do, and hopefully, are out more often. But, I've got a 12-year-old, and we don't have any kids on the street that are his age for him to play with.
Come to Tequesta. Come to my neighborhood.
It's not close.
The house right down the street from me is for sale.
Oh, yeah. That's all right. That's a 50-minute commute every day, Virginia. So that's one of the things where, kids have that. They get to go out. My kid, he plays video games and is on his phone all day. And I'm really every day trying to this is frustrating as a parent because every day I'm like, hey, let's go out and throw the football. And then something comes up and his wife's like, no, or my wife's like, no, he needs to read now, or he needs to do this. I can't seem to get him outside, but I'm it. I didn't have that when I was a kid where I'd have to go ask my dad to play. I had all these kids on the neighborhood.
All the rich kids always had that slip and slide. It was that water slide you could put in your front or backyard, but we didn't have that kind of money, so we would make our own and do it with trash bags, and you could actually do it and still do your thing, and it was fun.
Well, this is the thing that I think is kind of alarming just from the conversation and the comments that I got was the things that kids are not doing that required imagination, creativity, ingenuity. And those are the kind of things that develop your mind. And they were really great tools that as you become an adult, you take those same skills that you developed as a kid out playing and trying to figure out how to make a slip and slide because you were too poor to actually get the real one, that, one day later in life when you're an adult, you use those same skills and ingenuity to create something else.
Oh, that's all we had was our imagination growing up. My mom didn't let us really go do much, so we had to make weird things.
Yeah, so without a doubt, playing outside, outdoor games, anything from the kick the cans, like Karen said.
Is Karen from the 30s?
Aw, Karen.
I think we played kick the can back in Logan, yeah. You had play spud or hopscotch. Natalie said that. We'd run through the sprinkler. Jump rope is what Courtney said. So a lot of playing outside. That was clearly the one thing. And Lori said, yeah, it's just we made up games using our imagination a lot of times that people wouldn't even know. And our kids doing enough with their imagination these days.
I don't know if they are. I don't have kids. What do I know?
Yeah.
Tag was another one we'd play. Do kids play tag, or is that not allowed to play tag because Johnny might get hit? Or
I don't see my kid playing it.
They play in my neighborhood. They play manhunt. And so it's like tag on steroids.
I love it.
There's teams. It's usually the boys versus the girls, but sometimes it'll be mixed genders in the group.
Another one we played, it was great fun, was Capture the Flag. I loved that game.
All those games, that was clearly the number one category, what people were saying, that what did you enjoy doing as a kid that kids don't seem to do anymore? Outdoor games, playing outside, all that kind of stuff. Close category to that in second place was people mentioning riding bikes, skating, skateboarding, things like that kids just don't seem to do as much. Not to say they don't, as a blanket statement, but we had almost like a bike gang in my neighborhood. And there was a photo my mom shared with me, and it was that gang of kids in various ages and genders, about maybe 9 of us, and parked up against the chain link fence was about 10 bicycles. And that was it. We all rode around the neighborhood. And how many neighborhoods, at least not the neighborhood I live in, do you see that where there's just bikes littered all over the place?
You don't see wiffle ball too much anymore. It's like stick ball in the yards. That used to always go down where I lived at.
Yeah.
We've got it in our neighborhood. These kids are fun.
Yeah.
Just the other night, there was a band of shirtless boys that were running on the golf course, and the kids aren't supposed to run on the golf course.
Uh-oh.
So the golf ranger got in his cart, and he was chasing these kids through the neighborhood.
Oh, that's fun.
And they ran by my house and they wanted to know if they could hide in the garage. And I said, absolutely. You guys hide in the garage. I'll close the door and I'll tell him you guys went that way and I'll point down the street.
Okay.
And so it was a whole thing. And these kids were running from house to house, hiding from the golf ranger. And it was so much fun.
How hurt would you be when those kids egg your house this Halloween?
Oh, those kids know I'm on their side. I am anti-golf ranger. Because the golf people are the people that kept me from getting my pool.
Oh, you're the
I'm
amnesty,
anti-golf.
By the way, that golf ranger loved chasing those kids. He needed it. He wanted it. He needed it.
And then in the neighborhood, some of the other kids ratted out the kids that were running and hiding.
Yeah.
And so now there's like a kid war.
Oh,
it's like a whole
wow.
thing. It's so
That's
much
fun, though, yeah.
Yeah, at least
it's fun. It's dramatic.
You're not stirring it up at all.
Virginia's in the middle of.
Oh, I'm in it. I can't believe those kids ratted. The new kids ratted. I'm like, new kids, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, Mama, Corona's got to be over. We got to get you out and get you a hobby.
Oh, this is fun.
Building forts was also on the list. Christy had mentioned that. We'd find like discarded materials left over from local housing construction sites and build forts when I was a kid. Don't see that as much anymore. Some of the other stuff are like era pieces that are gone that you'll just never see kids today doing again. Michael said going to the arcade.
Yeah. Although Chuck E. Cheese was still making it happen.
Yeah, there are arcades out there. I mean,
there has to be something else. It can't just be like a freestanding arcade like we had. There's got to be pizza and a dancing rat.
Yeah.
There's depending on what parts. There was a bunch of them in Oregon, just standing arcades where you'd walk in and play games.
As
now,
a nostalgic thing. But is it young kids that are in there doing that, or is that adults who are reliving their childhood?
everybody was in there that were 40 or above.
Exactly. Yeah.
I went in there for about 5 minutes, walked out, instantly had a sore throat.
Pre-corona, like every time we would stay at a hotel, like a nice hotel that had like an arcade for the kids.
Yes.
You go in there past like 7 p.m. It's all grown-ups and they're all drunk. And it's awesome.
I remember that at Disney.
Drunk skee ball at like 10 o'clock at night is the best.
What did you enjoy doing as a kid that kids don't seem to do anymore? Another one of the era pieces. Dave said collecting baseball cards. I used to have that, sticker books.
They still have them. I was just at Walmart looking and pricing them, and you know what, man? The magic is just gone. Baseball card or just sport card collecting was a magical thing for a few decades, and it kind of went away, man.
Yeah, that reminds me, I have these baseball cards in my purse for you I've been carrying. Somebody gave them to me and said, give these to Jaybird.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know. They're probably not worth anything.
They got an 81 Pete Rose card. This Drake card's not bad. It's thank you.
You're welcome.
See, Bird's still in it. Jamie said playing with light brights was what we used to do.
Yes, I love that. We always end up getting a secondhand bright light, so that was missing some of the lights.
Amy said, waiting for my favorite song to play on the radio to tape it on a cassette tape.
Yes, you would stand there with your fingers on record and play, and you would just wait.
So I was trying to figure out, I called a station as a little kid, and I talked to the DJ. I was on the air. I requested a song, and they played it for me. And looking back, I'm wondering if it was Kevin Kitchens and Jennifer Ross.
Might have been.
Did they do music? Would they take requests, do you know?
I never heard the show.
She's right down the hall. You can go ask her.
I will ask. I know you guys have had heart-to-hearts before.
Jennifer, do you remember when I called in?
She'll yell at me. Oh, you're making me feel old. She said that to me before.
Well, I got into radio in the era where they were still trying to like mimic like they actually did requests. And what you would do is you would record somebody requesting a song, and then when it came up on your schedule, then you would just drop it in like, oh, magically they just called and I just dropped it in. Giving the illusion that you're playing what the people want to hear.
And if you listen close enough, you could hear a difference in audio because of the edit. You could totally tell there's an audio difference.
Vicky said on Saturday mornings we'd lay on the floor, watch cartoons while Mom made breakfast. That's just something that doesn't happen anymore because the cartoons are on 24/7, 365, or the kids are watching them on their phone. But
you're right. It's not special. It's not just Saturday morning.
You would wait for that. You'll get giddy. It was almost like a mini Christmas morning just knowing that cartoons were on the next day.
And one of the best parts about the cartoons in the morning were the commercials of all the toys that they were selling. Do they still do that?
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they do
my
that.
gosh. Rocco had me order back on July 3rd this thing called a Happy Napper. They've been selling it all over TV. It's like a sleeping bag, but it's like a shark, and so you lay in it. It's like a little happy napper, it's called. We ordered it on July 3rd. I said, okay, I want 2-day shipping, so it'll be here by his birthday on July 10th. They just sent me an email, said it's not going to be here till August 15th.
Oh, dang.
Where's it from?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Probably
you probably
China.
You can probably order. I accidentally ordered something from China. Like, all right, I'll be here in about 3 days, and it was 3 months later.
3 months?
I'm not even kidding you.
Did you get any bonus seeds with it?
No seeds.
Okay.
If any seeds come with my Happy Napper, I'm going to throw them away. Mm-hmm. No, I think the Happy Napper's made in the USA.
World Record Wednesday. Jaybird is going to be taking on another one here today. We'll see how close he can come to the actual world record. It involves taking down a liter of raw old lemon juice in just 17 seconds. That is the world record set by David Rush.
Denny's just came in with a fat straw. Look at Denny's.
Okay.
Pretty clutch.
You are the man, Denny's.
Okay. That's what it's all about there.
He's winded. Where did you run? To 45th Street?
Yeah, I had to run all the way to the.
He ran around the building. I ran out to my truck. We're both so winded.
This will be refreshing, though.
Yeah,
that's
great.
the good news.
I'm a little parched. I'm so glad I've got lemon juice to drink.
It's not chilled, though. It's hot.
Oh, it's so hot.
It's hot lemon juice.
It's not warm. It's hot.
Oh, that's tough. Oh, man.
Just think of it like throat coat. Don't artists drink warm milk with lemon juice and honey? Think about it like that.
Yeah, I just gotta suck hard.
Yeah,
that's what he did. He just.
Yeah, no. I look for any kind of tip just from watching his technique, and he just put it in a liter glass. Had kind of one of those thicker straws that you might see a little wider that would be in like a water bottle, the flexi kind of like plastic.
That's what we got.
That's what we got.
That now.
We got a water bottle straw. It's perfect.
It's thick. It's hard.
And then he just went for it. That was it.
Yeah, it looked like he sucked, swallowed, and then kept on sucking. Like all these small little breaks, and you got to keep going.
Maybe put the straw far back in your mouth too, so you don't taste it.
I'm gonna hold my breath the whole time. That's what I do.
I don't know. The only thing is, I think you've got to, because you're going to need oxygen within 17 seconds.
I'll hold it for certain times. I'm going to have to taste, but right when I go in, I'm going to be holding, and then I'll.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, let's see. You got a liter, 17 seconds. Let's take some thoughts on this. Usually we shoot for at least half is respectable. So half liter in 17 seconds.
Oh, I thought I just have to finish this and see what my time is.
No, we could do that too. Or we could just see how much you can do in 17 seconds.
Well, I think you're gonna, because we're not gonna be able to. This crew's not gonna be able to measure it that good.
Okay.
It's not gonna.
Just knock the whole thing down.
It'll
see how
take
long
me
it takes.
under. It won't take long. It'll take me under a minute.
Under a minute. Okay.
It should.
Okay.
It should.
All right. Okay. Well, we know that is it. Virginia, what do you think as far as time? So if we're talking about time, then if we're going to go with the entire liter, then we would double up the world record time and say 34 seconds would be respectable for Jaybird. Are you going over or under 34 seconds, 1 liter of pure lemon juice?
I'm going over. I think he'll do it because he's crazy enough, but I think it's going to take him a minute. I do think he's going to use the full 60.
Okay. All right. Suits, you going over or under 34 seconds?
His name is now Soups.
Okay. He's going with an over. All right.
Denny's.
I think because the tender tummy is going to strike, I think that some's going to come out. We're going to have spillage. We're going to have other side issues.
Geyser.
Yeah, I'm going to go over. Denny's, what do you think? 34 seconds, 1 liter of
way under
lemon
34
juice.
seconds.
Way under.
It's my boy, man. The most peaceful hype man in the business.
The most disillusioned
under.
man in radio.
Way under 34 seconds. The world record again is 17. So if he could do this right here and now, we have a world record. 17 seconds would be the mark set by David Rush. You're talking about 1 liter of lemon juice through a straw. Bird, how you feeling? You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready.
You look scared.
No, I'm just trying to stay focused. I'm trying to compete.
Got to.
I'm trying to.
All right, here you go.
Do it, Bird. Do it.
On your mark.
Hold on, let me get settled here.
Okay, you can watch this on YouTube on KVJ TV. Just look for the KVJ Show. On your mark. get set, and suck.
Okay, he's sucking, Kevin.
All right.
But he's been doing that for a
Oh,
while.
he's cranking it, though.
Get it, Bird.
Okay, he is going for it. It looks like he's a quarter, almost half down at 10 seconds.
Almost half.
He is cruising through this. He is at 13 seconds. All right, he is still sucking. It doesn't look like he's breathing. He's at the world record mark, 17 seconds. Still going. Okay, he takes a big old breath. Ugh. It comes out. He is almost done. He's at 25 seconds right now. He's down to just the last little bit. He's sucking up the excess juice. 30 seconds is the official time, and done. Okay.
You did it!
He did it. He got under the 34 seconds. 30 seconds is your time. That is 13 over the world record mark, but still really impressive.
Wow.
That is KVJ impressive. Ooh. You know you can knock down a liter of lemon juice in just 30 seconds, Bird.
Oh,
yeah.
It's hit me.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
No.
How do you feel afterwards? Describe the feeling that you got after sucking down a liter of lemon juice.
Oh, my stomach is killing me.
It's tough. We got any Tums or something? We might need some. Oh boy, the belches are prevalent here.
She's gonna blow.
I don't want to blow.
You're gonna blow.
Wow. Eyes are watering. He's
trying to keep her down.
Bent over. Okay. Trying to keep her down. All right. Could use some Tums on that. That was very impressive. 30 seconds. 1 liter of lemon juice.
That was very impressive. That's probably the best showing you've had on a World Record Wednesday.
Really good. That was really good.
That stuff is so nasty.
Yeah, that looks nasty, but that's one of your best.
Wow, Bird.
All right, luckily we got 2 more liters for anybody else who wants to step up and try it. You're welcome to. Where is everybody wearing their masks and where are they not? South Florida is a lot different. If you're in Miami-Dade County, you need to be wearing it pretty much everywhere because they do have people specifically designed just to go out and hand out mask fines or at least mask warnings. I did have a cop buddy of mine after we had a conversation about it the other day saying they are giving out a lot more warnings than they are fines. Of course, the news picked up on the people that had gotten fines in Miami-Dade. One woman just walking through a parking lot that had her mask off, she was given a fine. Somebody else that lowered their mask down to talk on the phone was given a fine. But apparently a lot of them are giving warnings for saying, hey, you just got to keep your mask on.
Was it confirmed that the cop that gave the ticket out really quick, was he a flat top cop?
You can see him in the video. No flat top.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
No flat top on that guy. So it is kind of a big question. So we are mandated masks in many different places, different counties here in South Florida. I know, like, for instance, in different places like in Broward County and their new order they come out with just about a week or so ago, even in gyms, you got to wear a mask at all times. And that is affecting a lot of gym attendance. They say 59% of people with gym memberships don't plan to renew them. Over half say they've already found better, more affordable ways to stay in shape during the crisis.
Oh, boy.
How am I supposed to grunt, bro, when I'm working on my buys and tries?
Yeah.
Those Pelotons are selling like hotcakes.
I'm sure, yeah.
I'm sure they finance it for you and make it a real sweet deal. And you're just like, I can't go back in the gym because I'm not wearing the mask in the gym. So might as well just invest in the Peloton.
Is Peloton just that bike? Is that all that is? The Peloton, or is it a...
It's a bike.
It's a
like
membership, too.
With a TV, and it's like a live thing where you're like, you have a coach.
Can you do running on it, too? I'm not delved into the Peloton.
I don't think you can run on a bike. If you can, you're good.
Well, I wasn't sure. Can you turn it into it's like a machine? I've never seen a Peloton.
I don't think it's a transformer.
Or do they have a Peloton treadmill? Are they doing a whole...
I thought it was a bike, but I could be wrong.
That's all I know of.
I know it's $5,000, and that's why I'm not getting one ever.
Peloton got a lot of nerve, Peloton.
$5,000.
They'll probably start doing Peloton everything. They'll probably have a Peloton blender where you can watch on the TV and somebody tells you how to make a smoothie.
Definitely.
Yeah, they need to have a Peloton treadmill. If they don't already, they could have a transformer.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah, come on, make that smoothie. Come on, more banana.
They show you how to make it. That actually would work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in fact, they're so serious. Did you hear the owner of Fitness 1440, or however you say it, in Plantation, Michael Carnival, he was arrested for not forcing members to wear masks during workouts.
Yeah, I saw that story yesterday.
I kind of get it, man. If you're the owner of a gym, you get the people there.
Well, people are probably coming to your gym that don't want to wear a mask, and they know your stance on it, so they're like, yeah, that's the gym we're going to. He's probably got people all around him literally pumping him up as they're pumping for not wearing it, and then so it gets in your head that, yeah, nobody wants to wear one.
It's got to suck, though, to enforce mask wearing when you don't want to enforce those kind of things. You don't know who you're dealing with.
They took him out of his own gym in handcuffs.
Damn.
Yeah, they weren't playing.
Oh, the meatheads loved it. Yeah, you're standing up for us.
Yeah, they then asked him if he was concerned that he was putting people at risk, and he responded, 100% I am. I'm super concerned about someone getting dizzy or fainting with a mask on while on a treadmill.
Okay, so he doubled down.
Look, he doubled down.
Look, guys, he runs a gym. You think that guy is not a tough man? He's not caring about this.
Oh, he's going into this one trying to take the proudest looking mugshot.
And he's making the news. I mean, he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing.
Well, this is a national survey on where people are wearing masks and where they're not. And the question about exercising, how many people are wearing a mask while doing that? 71% said, no, I'm not.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who exercise on my street, and I live by a running trail, and I would say I might have seen 1 or 2 people wearing a mask and running.
Yeah, my wife and I, we walk a little circle around Palm Beach every weekend now, and this last weekend I probably noticed the least amount of masks that I had seen, and of probably seeing 25 people, I would say 3 had masks.
Yeah.
Is everybody walking in the same direction or no?
No, they're walking everywhere, Virginia. Some of them are just walking off the bridge into the water. It's crazy.
With a mask
on.
on.
Mad, yeah. That's why they did. They couldn't see. They had the mask over their eyes.
If Corona don't get you, the drowning will.
It's just terrible. Yeah. What about in the car? 76% of people said that you don't need one while driving or riding in a car, unless you're Uber or Lyft. Then you do.
Right.
But yeah, if you're not that, then only 24% are like, yeah, I drive with my mask on.
Well, what if you got?
I don't get that.
Well, what if he's your imaginary friend who has Corona?
Somebody did explain why. They said, I have coronavirus and I have a child who does not. So
okay.
So that'd be a reason why you'd see somebody that has it on. It makes sense.
Okay, so now when you're driving, you see someone with a mask on. You're like, oh my gosh, I got Corona. No.
Corona car.
Yeah, Corona car.
Do not get in an accident with Corona car.
And if you do, take off.
Okay, thanks, Kev. Now every time I see a mask in a car, I'm like, they got Corona.
I think you can hit and run the Corona car.
If there was ever a time. We're not suggesting to do that, but
we get it.
Would you wear a mask on a date?
No.
He's not allowed to go on a date.
Yeah.
We've talked about this. No dates. They're not in the bubble.
Virginia law. She acts like it's been lifted, but off the mic, I'm not allowed to do jack sprat.
66% would refuse to wear a mask. 66%
That's
on
a high.
date.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a new person.
If I'm on a date, yeah, we're past mask. That's why I'm not going on dates, because Wyatt Torp over here is going to get me.
Wearing a mask at a friend's house, would you?
I haven't.
60% said no.
I have full disclosure. I have been around Bigfoot, and I've been around 2 members, Klepto and Twigs of the Snack Pack, and we did not have masks on.
Do you wear a mask while pumping gas, Virginia?
I don't, but I also don't go by nobody.
I don't wear a mask either at I really don't. If there's no one around me, I'm pretty quick.
If I can stay 6 feet and I'm outside, which is how I pump my gas, I don't have on a mask.
But to be quite honest, I've only pumped my gas twice during the pandemic, so I really don't know what I do.
Yeah. 54% said that they would not be wearing a mask while pumping gas. This was interesting because 48% of people also said they would not wear a mask while getting their hair cut. And they don't.
You have to, I think. I think that's the law, right? If you go into a salon.
It's going to be tough to fade that thing.
I know at Hair Club, I have to have a mask on at all time. And the hairdresser does. Everybody's got masks on.
Yeah.
It's not optional.
If you're at a place that doesn't require masks, you shouldn't go to that place. Because it's not just to protect the people that work there. It's to protect you, the customer, as well.
Yeah. Here's the one that got me. 44% of people would not wear a mask on public transportation.
Oh, you have to.
That's different.
I don't care if it was November of last year. I would wear a mask on public transportation.
There's some gross public transportation
Pre-corona.
out there. Has nothing to do with coronavirus. I'm wearing a damn mask on public transportation. At a doctor's office or the hospital, 42% of people still wouldn't wear a mask. 31% not wearing a mask at the grocery store. A majority are, so that's 69%. But 31% are saying, nah, that's why you're seeing all these videos of people fighting.
Typically, what I do if I don't know you, I have a mask on. If I haven't been around you, usually I'll have a mask on.
Unless I'm outside and I can stay 6 feet.
Yeah, but if just use your head. If no one's around you and you're outside, how could anyone get on you about not wearing a mask?
It's just kind of interesting, to see how everybody's kind of said differently. And like I said, within certain towns in Miami-Dade County right now, you've got to have a mask if you are outside anywhere. And even the mayor was recommending that while you're home with family, keep your mask on because 80% of transmissions are happening in the home.
That mayor needs to make sure that they don't get filmed or taken a picture with them out with no mask on because they'll be,
he showers with it on.
He needs to take a selfie and prove it.
It's pretty amazing stuff.
That's hot.
Coming up here in a little bit, we got KVJ Confessional open up. So I know a lot of people may not be going in and doing their traditional confessional, so you can just do it here, and you can do it anonymously as well. 877-979-WRMF, and no risk of catching the COVID by doing this.
I like a lot of places doing a virtual church. A virtual confession is perfect.
This is virtual confession on the KVJ Show. Something innocent and fun even. We can get that off your chest. 877-979-9763 coming up.
More KVJ Show right now on 97.9 WRMF.
Okay, we are looking for your COVID-free confessions here today. That is what we can offer you, and this is a good little place to do it here because you don't have to worry about the COVID while you just text in the thing that maybe you shouldn't have done that you did. And sometimes we do bad little things that we know in the moment are not the right thing to do, but gosh, sometimes it's just fun to be devilish, isn't it?
Oh, yes, Kevin.
So if you've been a little devilish, let us know what you have done. Consider at least your conscience clear.
Have you done anything, Boy Scout? Any devil?
You know he ain't done nothing.
I know, he did nothing. It's so annoying.
It's so annoying.
That's why I love having you on the show, Virginia.
Thank you.
Because I know.
She covers both of us.
Well, somebody's got to be spicy around here. You ain't going to bring it vanilla.
She ain't lying.
Some of the texts that we've received here today for your confessions. One person texts into us and says, I tell my best friend that I love her makeup tutorial videos, but in reality, I only watch them because at the end, she looks like a meth head that found a box of Sharpies.
Oh, damn.
So you really don't like him?
You really do like him, but for the
the wrong reasons.
Wrong reason.
You like him because she can't put on makeup.
He's like, can you share that link? I'd like to see that too.
I'm kind of interested.
I'm kind of bored.
Someone else said, I secretly wrote, I want you on the back of a colleague's business cards, so whomever he gives one to would think that he was trying to sleep with them. He's got a good little trick. I don't know if anybody's going to be handing out business cards in this era, though.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't want your business card. Don't give it to me.
You can even confess the gross things that you do. Somebody said, while I'm watching TV, I like to bite my big toenails and then use the clippings to floss between my teeth.
Oh, that is gnarly, man. You're double gross. I guess it's good you're trying to floss, but I hate your methods.
Sometimes when I run out of toilet paper, I just plop my butt in the sink and rinse it off there, and then I use my girlfriend's hand towel without telling her.
You are an animal. You are an animal.
Why would you ever?
Dude.
Okay, now let's say that you are at someone else's house and they have not checked their TP supply and they are fresh out. And you're like, oh my gosh, you commit before you check, which I learned as a young man was something you never do. I learned the hard way. I got burned on that one time, and I was in that situation. I have lived this. I was at a girlfriend's sister's house when that happened, and I kind of went through it and did not know what to do. And I will admit that I did the hike the hiney into the sink,
That's an emergency scenario.
It was.
No one can fault you. You were a man in crisis.
That's the poor man's bidet.
It was, but then I had to find a way to dry off.
You had no other options. This guy does it by choice. There's a big difference.
Okay, I will admit, and this is a live confession here, I will admit that I did use the hand towel, but I believe it was on a completely clean hiney. I did not confess or say anything, and I went about life.
Yeah, you're an
Did
animal.
you soap that thing? Or
I did. I soaped it. I felt like I
Okay.
did everything possible, but I wound up using the hand towel, and I didn't want to throw it like on the floor because they're like, why did he throw the hand towel on the floor? What an animal. Am I an animal for what I did? It never came back on me.
You're an animal, and
I felt like it was a very clean hiney, though, Bird.
I feel like if this was somebody on the phone, I would tell them to dump that man. I'd be like, you gotta leave that guy.
Wallace Pennington's out?
Wallace Pennington is out.
I get dumped?
Yes, for your dumping.
Okay.
You should have, the cool...
What do you do then?
Okay, here's
what do you do?
Just put the hand towel in your pocket.
Either you take...
When I steal the hand towel, and they're like going, hey, did he steal my hand towel? That's why I didn't put it on the floor,
They're
and it's
not
why I
gonna
didn't
know.
steal it.
They're not going to know you took it. They're just going to be like,
They didn't know I did anything at all, Virginia.
It's more respectful to steal the hand towel, but here's what I would
But
suggest.
then they talk about it. No, like it never brushed back on me at all, and I don't think I've even confessed it to this day.
If it was me, because I wear underwear, I know you don't, I would just use my underwear and then put that in my pocket. Then I would go outside and throw that in their neighbor's yard.
Then this is all going to come back and be like, why is there underwear out
The
here?
neighbor's going to be like, I saw some dude on my Ring doorbell camera throw some draws in my backyard.
Here's what you do then. You keep it in your pocket, and then you take a little drive, and then you throw it somewhere. You find a dumpster somewhere.
A drive? We went to her sister's house together.
You gotta put that. You put the undies in your pocket.
Put it in your pocket, go out to the car, and then put it under the seat in the car, and then wait
And
till
again,
you...
this is if you have underwear, and I did not.
Yeah. What about a sock? Did you have a sock?
Or a shirt. You come out of the bathroom shirtless. Hey, babe.
I had a sock, but aren't they going to notice as I sit down on the couch, hey, where'd your sock go?
No, man, just come
Now
out.
I'm trying to explain, well, you didn't have toilet paper, so I washed my butt in your sink, and I didn't have anything to dry it off on. I didn't want to use your hand towel.
That's why you say.
I wiped my ass with my sock.
Yeah.
That's awesome. If somebody would come and sit down on my sofa and say that, I would fall out laughing. I would think they were just awesome.
As it was, under the radar Kev, I went back, sat down. Nobody was ever the wiser as to what happened.
Yeah, but you go to bed with that.
You know what?
That's
done
how-
all right.
He looks like he's okay with that.
That's how you get pink eye too, by the way.
It was a very clean hiney.
He soaped the area.
I did. I'm very thorough.
Always remnants. Always.
Another confession here. Somebody says, when Zoom calls with my friends go on too long, I pretend like I'm glitching by staying very still and silent.
Oh, man, I have done that.
And then I turn off the video.
I have totally fake glitches.
Oh, she's frozen.
And then 5 minutes later, I'll message my Wi-Fi broke. Sorry.
She's frozen.
Like, I don't know what's going on, guys. It's glitching. I gotta get off.
That's funny. You just sit there all quiet and still.
That's hilarious.
Wow. Okay.
It works too sometimes.
Okay. And got several on this, but I can condense this down into one confession. Apparently, a lot of people are diddling themselves a lot more frequently during the pandemic. Somebody said, I actually tried to spank my way through my entire female Facebook friends list in alphabetical order, but gave up around D. Well, you know what? We got to have goals, right?
Deborah ruined it for everybody.
That was it.
Ow! There's a lot of dumbass criminals to talk about, baby. It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. So many people on meth. Ow!
Well, I guess this is, some good news and encouraging things to some extent. The fact that you're seeing some places in Florida now starting to have graduations and the such. They just had one on Saturday in Brevard County. So that's kind of cool. until you get a letter from the Florida Department of Health saying you need to quarantine for 14 days because about 300 people now have COVID.
Oh, damn.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
So much for that
Wow.
graduation we thought was a good idea.
Gosh, yeah. They're advising anybody who attended the graduation on Saturday to self-quarantine and monitor their symptoms for 14 days. So, darn it. Thought it was going to work out all right. Apparently it's not. Well, the president of Belarus, a guy who denied that coronavirus was even a real thing and said that drinking vodka would prevent it, ironically has tested positive for coronavirus.
I love the people that say it's not real and then catch it. Unfortunately, a few of them have died.
I know. I've seen
that.
that.
That sucks, but I mean, I kind of don't have that much sympathy for you.
Yeah, sadly, that number seems to be growing of those people. So
I still have sympathy. I don't want anyone to die because
I mean,
their
I don't want you to
words.
die either, but
I
I'm
say a lot
sorry.
of stupid things,
I mean,
too.
you should have listened to all the healthcare people telling you that it's actually real. And if you're out there saying it's not even real.
Well, I'm disappointed because I was really encouraged by that statement about vodka because I've been doing my part to get rid of it. So now I feel vulnerable, Virginia.
Are you giving yourself like this safety cushion of vodka?
I am, yes. I've been doing a daily dose just like it's medicine. In fact, it was like medicine for me. I'm like, well, I got to take my vodka.
A vodka a day keeps the COVID away.
Yeah, now I've lost that. Thanks, President Belarus. Officials in Pakistan are telling people to buy their sacrificial animals online instead of in person. Apparently, people are catching coronavirus by going to the market, so...
People still do sacrificial things with animals?
Totally.
Yeah,
Do they
just because
eat
you don't
it?
practice Santeria, Virginia, doesn't mean it ain't a real thing.
I don't have a crystal ball either.
I do for different reasons, all kind of different reasons.
Like what?
Well, food, you got, just
food.
spiritual.
Food I get.
Well, whatever they would deem to be falling in the realm of a spiritual ceremony.
Yeah.
There was some of that on that Queen of the South that I watched. Animal sacrificing and weird religious stuff. And it is freaky and creepy, and I'm not here for it.
You're not here for it at all, huh? You're not playing?
If you kill an animal, you have to eat that animal.
Okay. Well, they would say that it's a sacrifice of some sort.
I don't like it.
Virginia doesn't approve.
No.
No.
She's against sacrifices.
She is.
You're in good company.
Well, good news for a skydiver in Vermont who lost his prosthetic leg while he was skydiving. Wouldn't that be horrifying? You'd be like, oh, look, that guy just jumped out of a plane. Oh, my God, his leg fell off.
That wind is strong.
Did he get it back?
that would be shook. I'm not going to lie.
Blew his leg clean off.
A guy jumps out of a plane, his body parts start coming off of him.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, luckily it was found by a farmer in his soybean field. Oh, that's good news.
I think my adrenaline was so high and I was just so excited I didn't even realize that I'd lost it.
He's very grateful that we were able to find it without running it over with a machine or something this fall during harvest, or God forbid the combine sucked it up and it would have destroyed it.
It was just such a positive experience. I can't thank everybody enough, especially Joe.
Yeah, legs can't be cheap.
No, I don't think they are. I think they're very, very expensive. So if you lose a leg, you'd like to get that leg back. I think in general.
Yeah, they got some of them that look like real. Like you cannot tell the difference.
I know.
There was a chick on one of my Real Housewives that had a fake leg, and you couldn't tell. And then she got into a fight with all the other chicks at a dinner one night, and her closing argument was she threw her leg on the middle of the table. I've had enough. Threw her leg and left. Damn.
I'm sure that was a reality show?
Yeah.
I'm sure that wasn't scripted. I'm sure that happened. That was organic.
It was organic. It was a real moment, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There was a couple who broke into a house in Pennsylvania earlier this month. They were a little surprised to find people inside, and they even tried to tie one of them up using the woman's own bra.
Oh, my.
That did not work. The tables were turned, and both were arrested. So apparently a brawl is not a good way to tie somebody up. Berg could have told us that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's better stuff to use. I mean, you got to bring zip ties, right?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do. Zip ties is, it's pretty good to restrain somebody. So I've heard.
He's got zip ties in the drawer by his bed.
Well, there used to be an old radio bit where it'd be like going, hey, we're walking naked outside. And there'd be a dog named Naked, and they're walking a dog named Naked. Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of disappointing.
It's very disappointing. We never did it, thankfully.
We've walked naked outside.
Yeah, we
For
actually
real.
go naked.
Like, yeah, if you're going to do it, do it.
Well, here was a couple that was walking naked outside, and not a dog. They went for it as well. This was in Massachusetts. And apparently they were froggy on top of it because when they were unclothed and approached by the police, they decided that they were going to fight back.
What?
Yes.
Fight the cops naked?
Yeah, and then they took off on a short foot pursuit.
Oh, no. It's never going to end well for you.
I think their medium-sized black dog Lucy was very confused with all this. Apparently, they all struggled violently with the cops, who eventually were able to arrest them and got them for indecent exposure, assault and battery on a police officer, disturbing the peace, disorderly conduct, and resisting arrest.
I mean, what's the point? Were they drunk?
I believe there was some possible intoxication that was going on here. Yes. Go
all
ahead.
right.
Yeah.
Well, all bets are off.
Yeah, wow.
I could do that. I'm literally 4 martinis away from doing that, so I judge not.
But where does it get from what you're hammered and you're like going, let's go take off our clothes and walk the dog? Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think that's what happens. I think you drink it and then just time.
You're bored.
It marinates in your DNA.
Quarantine. It does weird things to a person's head.
It can.
Okay. Well, Jaybird, something you might want to pay attention to. There is a website, satelliteinternet.com, that dug in reports about Bigfoot field researchers and where they're having sightings of Bigfoot, and they've come up with a hot zone map to let you know where the most sightings are happening in America.
I love that.
I figured you probably would. That's why I threw this in here for you, my friend.
If I share that to social media, I don't know if it does good. I don't think it does.
I'm not going to like it.
Well, I don't. I'm not holding my breath for any support from you.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
They're finding a lot of similarities where these locations and the Bigfoot environment that they seem to prefer. Forested areas, snow-capped mountains, fresh water sources nearby. That's what they're saying is Bigfoot country. Those places would be Washington, #1 on the map, with nearly 9 sightings per 100,000 people.
It's big up there.
Oregon came in second place with 6 sightings per capita.
That's one of my favorite things about going to Oregon is when you go up there. When I see my sister, it's Bigfoot country. Stores, a regular store has Bigfoot stuff for sale.
And West Virginia took 3rd place with 5.8 sightings per capita.
They got their own out there, the old West Virginia Bigfoot.
Yeah, they do. That's, kind of my old territory as well. And I know my area has a lot of those hills and the woods and the fresh water sources and all that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, they're big on that.
It's trendy for each state to have a Bigfoot now. Now you've got like the New Jersey Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Like the Jersey Sasquatch.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He loves to do gym tan and laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. So that's what you get. In fact, I believe we have actual audio from one of the sightings.
And I said, get away from here.
Get. I said get. Get away from here.
This is 97.9 WRMF, Palm Beach.
Do you happen to have a dog name? Have you ever noticed it seems like more frequently now people are naming their dogs after just regular human names like Fred,
Frank?
If Rocco was a girl, Rocco was going to be Coco. And Kevin's dog is named Coco.
You're right, it is.
And that was a real thing. Like, when I first found out I was pregnant, we called Rocco in my belly Coco for a good 3 months.
Oh, wow. How about that?
Yeah.
And I'm used to going, here, Coco, here, Coco.
Can you imagine if Rocco was a girl? How weird would that be? It'd have been Coco.
Wow. Yeah, that's definitely on the list of that could easily be a dog name.
Definitely.
And it is.
A lot of people's dogs are named Rocco, too. I noticed that.
Are they really?
Yeah, people have a dog named Rocco.
Well, that's it. Now, with kind of the blurring of the lines of some of the traditional names, people are giving their kids and their pets unique names. And now they're starting to kind of meld together. So how likely are you, and think about that, to give your child a dog name?
You know, your little daughter is now Rover.
Your daughter's Rover and your dog is Frank.
Yeah, it could work out that way. BuzzFeed did a poll of over 150,000 people, and they asked them, okay, well, which names here work better for a person, better for a dog? And they kind of went through some of them. Now, the names on the list that work better for a dog are Buddy, Milo, Ginger. Ginger used to be a very popular girl name. Now
it's short for Virginia. A lot of Virginias go by Ginger.
Really?
Or Ginny, yeah.
I'm going to start calling you Ginger. I love it.
All right, every time you call me Ginger, I'm going to throat punch you.
Kevin, Ginger, and Jason. I like the sound of that.
That's very hard to say.
And amazingly on this list, Virginia, is Coco. Works better for a dog. That name.
I know.
So if Rocco would have been a girl, I'd have been telling you right now, well, Coco, that is I have a Coco, you have a Coco, mine fits on the dog list.
Do you think we'll live in a time in 50 years where the names are so crazy, where you are naming your kid after food? There'll be like 3 pizzas in a classroom.
Spaghetti Pennington.
Yeah, will we get to that point? I mean, that's not that much crazier than the other stuff.
The way life is going, anything is possible.
You're right. Mm-hmm. Life.
Noodle Ralston.
Oh,
I like that.
Noodle Ralston.
There were a couple here that I was like, wow, people think this is a dog name, like Bo. Bo is thought of more of as a dog name than a boy's name. And Tucker, another one. More of a dog name.
No, Tucker's a person name.
Yeah, that's what BuzzFeed's saying.
BuzzFeed's wrong.
Yeah, I like Tucker as a person.
I've known plenty of Tuckers in my time.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what they said here. The poll of over 150,000 put that on the dog category.
There's a movie called Tucker and a Man in His Dream.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Sounds popular.
I don't think it was.
Names that work better for a person. They said Charlie, Sammy, Maddie, Millie, Maggie, Tanner, and Lucy. Those are names that work better for a person than for a dog.
Okay. Well, what do they know, though? I mean, you be you.
This is just what they think. They asked their opinion and they gave it.
I know.
Names that work equally well for a person or a dog. Finn, Bailey, Max, Ollie, Sadie, and Gigi. No girl named Gigi.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Sadie, I knew a dog named Sadie.
That's my great-great-grandma's name. Doesn't sound like an old name, does it?
No girl named Bailey. Max. Trying to think if I know. Max seems like a dog name.
That's a dog name to me.
Max is the dog from Secret Life of Pets.
Oh, really?
I mean, he is the star dog.
Okay. Chloe.
Chloe is also in Secret Life of Pets. That's the star cat.
So do you see that more as a pet name?
No, because
pet or person?
We have 2 little girls named Chloe in our neighborhood that I love.
Okay.
I see it as a person.
As a person. Okay. What about Molly? Pet or person?
Person.
Person.
I had a big, huge crush on a Molly in elementary school. It'd always be a person.
Toby. Pet or person?
A person, and they get picked on.
Okay.
My Panda had one of his most beloved dogs that passed away was named Toby.
Okay.
Rest in peace, Toby.
Maya.
Girl's name. Person.
Mm-hmm. What about Ralph?
I think a dog named Ralph is awesome, especially if he's got a puking problem.
It's either a dog or a guy that's 70 or older.
Okay. What about Reggie? Person or pet?
Person.
Person.
Okay. Jenny?
Person.
Person.
Barney?
Dog.
Dog.
Okay. What about Holly?
Person.
Yeah.
And apparently Karen is becoming one of the more popular pet names now.
I love it.
Who would have figured, huh?
It's fun.
Figured? Yeah. Well, we've got a question here. It's related to pets. They sent an email to mail at KVJ Show, and they said, my best friend came over for some drinks last night, distraught, crying about the loss of his dog, Judd. Being a good friend, I asked him if there was anything I could do. He told me, you know what, there is. He lives in an apartment. I have a house. So he asked me if he could bury Judd in my backyard. I was surprised, but my wife was freaked out. I could tell from her body language that the answer was a firm no. So in the moment, I told my friend that I'd get back to him on that, and he pleaded with me, saying that it was the only way for him to still feel connected to Judd.
Aww.
My friend was divorced a few years ago, and his dog was the only thing that helped him pull through it. I'm in a tough spot between my best friend and my wife, and am at a total loss for a solution. Apparently, cremation is out of the question for some reason. Thoughts? Okay. Yeah. That is a tough one. Okay. How do you handle it if you are this guy? Do you let him, or try to convince your wife, hey, just let us bury Judd in the backyard? Or do you tell him, sorry, man, it's not me, it's my wife. I'd love to help you out, I just can't. Okay, so your best friend's dog just passed. This was a dog that helped him through his divorce a couple of years ago, so he's very distraught. He does not want to part with the dog in the traditional sense. Apparently cremation's out of the question, and he's asked you to bury his dog in your backyard, and your wife is not down with it. Somebody said, yeah, after seeing Pet Cemetery, that would be a hard no for me as well.
I'd let someone do it.
You would?
Yeah, if it was my close friend and they needed to bury their dog and that's what they needed for peace, I'm down.
Yeah. I think that he would be okay with it as well. He's just caught between a rock and a hard place where his best friend really wants this to happen, and his wife is like, no, that's just weird, creepy. I'm not down with that. So he's not burying his dog in our backyard. So he's like, okay, how do I handle this? How do I settle this?
You say the warden says we can't do it. Sorry, you got to go find another backyard.
Yeah, you can't make your wife mad.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if your wife was a little flexible on this one.
Yeah, Jordan said, hey, an easy out might be just to say, hey, look, and talk to your best friend and say, look, if we ever move, your dog's going to be here with strangers, and I don't know how long I'm going to be in this house. We may move. I don't know. We're not locked into this forever.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then you just put your house on the market and you move. This is an easy out. See, solution right there.
Bird's looking for a house.
Yes.
You know what? Bird will buy your house.
This is an easy fix.
Yeah, dead bodies of any sort doesn't scare me. Yeah.
It's actually an addition for him.
Yeah, he'd love it.
He's very happy about that. Yeah. I know Dennys was talking earlier. He's got his house all locked in. He's all good.
He goes today at 3 o'clock and signs the papers. Dennys and Jen are going to be homeowners today.
It's big news.
That is massive.
I found out my buddy Bigfoot, when they bought their house, they didn't realize it, but somebody died in their house, and they didn't know about it until after they bought it.
Really?
Yeah, someone died inside their house.
What kind of death?
So I think it's natural, which makes it better.
It does.
Less creepier than a murder.
Yeah.
Way less creepy.
I feel like if you move into a house where there's been a murder, that's when there's unrest. That's when things are flying off your wall.
That's the house you don't buy.
But I thought it was kind of weird that he didn't know until after the fact.
Yeah, that is weird.
I guess Florida, you don't have to tell people if someone died in the house.
Why did they tell him at all then? Once the guy signs the paper, just don't tell him that.
I think some states it does require you have to tell the people buying that someone died in there.
Who told him? Like one of his neighbors?
Yeah.
Neighbor, just need to be quiet. Don't tell people that.
Wouldn't you want to know?
I would want to know. Hell yes, I would want to know.
No, ignorance is bliss. If the guy died of natural causes...
But still, let's say, for instance, you got all these houses on the block that you're looking at. Let's say it's one street. There's 3 houses, and they're all equally cool for different reasons. And these are older houses. Let's say that they've been around. It's an old Florida home, Virginia. So you're talking about homes that are like 80 years old, maybe older.
Some of those are beautiful.
Beautiful, yes. You've got one house where no one has ever died in. You've got another house where you've had one person that's died. And then for whatever reason, this third house has had 9 people die there.
Question. Do they have a pool?
Yeah. I'll give you an added
but
little bonus.
one of the people died in the pool.
But that's
right.
We got a floater.
They were strangled in the pool.
We got a floater.
Oh, my God.
Even if it were, natural causes or whatever, you would be like, okay, 9 people have died in this house. Like, what is going on with this house that down the street, that's 0 deaths, only 1 death in that, and this one has had 9.
That's an interesting topic. I never even thought about the someone dying in the pool, especially if it was a violent death. That would be a weird thing to swim into.
I know somebody who died in the pool, and there was speculation and accusation that the wife drugged the husband by putting stuff in his spaghetti, like sleeping pills, and then he
out.
went and laid in the jacuzzi and died in the jacuzzi.
Would that really freak you out? To swim in a pool where you know somebody died in it. You could get through. Is that creepier than having them in the house?
Did they drain the pool, or is it the same water?
I feel like you got to drain that pool.
You got to drain the pool.
And not to say that even too that I wouldn't buy a house that somebody had died in if it were peaceful, but if it were 9 compared to the other houses on the street, that it's a low number, I'd just be like, what is going on in this house?
9 is a
9
big.
people have died. That's an average of about 1 a decade. Like, why are that many people dying in this house?
If you found your dream house, I mean, everything you dreamed of, and they knocked off a good price of it because someone was murdered in it, do you still take that house? Murdered. Axe. Guy broke in.
Yeah.
Big old beard.
Guy
had an
broke
axe.
in.
The guy had a beard.
So that's that in a sense, that is a crime and a condemnation on the street. That if it's a random murder, I actually feel better if they hunted them down and they knew them and killed them. Oddly enough, all these things I would process, and that'd be part of it. If it was just somebody just kicked the door in, because I do know on my street, there are a couple houses that are more prone to crime than the others because they're an easy hit. And so, all these people on drugs, they come and break into the house because it's an easy grab. And I know that now.
It's happened on your street.
Being on this street for 21 years.
But if it's a random guy with an axe that breaks in.
And if it's a random guy, I'm like, that house might be better positioned for murder. And it's true. There are houses that are better positioned on streets for crime and murder. And I would take that into consideration. If that were the house, and I'm like going, no, it's in a murder zone.
Yeah, Kevin's right. Me and my
you got a flood zone. You got that house is clearly in a murder zone.
Murder zone is like easy in, easy out.
Your insurance should have to go up because you're in a murder zone. Yeah, going, dude, you bought a house in a murder zone.
Me and my oldest sister would drive around neighborhoods when we were younger, and we would go, yep, that's a murder house. You would get murdered in that house. It just has the look. It's got the access.
There is that. All those things are taken into account. If somebody's just randomly looking to murder, they are going to look at all those factors.
Interesting.
You could live in a murder zone.
So when you're looking for houses, think like a murderer.
Yeah.
Where would you go to murder? How would it be the easiest? Just looking at a street, looking at a neighborhood. You don't want to buy the murder house.
If it's got a good deal, I'm looking. Yeah, I mean, if it's got a pool, give me the murder house.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
You're easier on that than I think the rest. I'm a little bit,
I'm real stickler for not getting murdered. That's just that's a touch point for me.
You don't buy your dream house if someone's murdered inside it? I mean, it's got everything. That tiki hut you wanted, that pool. It's got it all.
It depends, like Kevin said, how the murder went down. If it was
targeted, I feel better.
Targeted, I feel better. Random, because it was in a murder zone, I feel worse.
I mean, the area that the murder happened with you up in Tequesta, that's not a murder zone.
Not at all. That was so random.
That's what I'm saying. If you had a situation like that, dream house, it should not be a murder zone. Do you still buy it?
That house sold not too long after the face eating, and now there's people that live there, and they have like a basketball goal in the driveway. So I think they have kids because that basketball goal wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Like if you buy a house that was the scene of a double murder face eating, do you tell your kids that you bought the murder house, or do your kids just live there and play there and not know?
I think they find out. You wouldn't tell them?
But somebody in the neighborhood would, clearly. Yeah. There's going to be a time if they're outside, somebody's going to come by and say something.
He's right. You know how that goes. There's no way you keep something up. Like, we all know where that... I don't live in Tequesta. We all know where that's at.
I know exactly where that is because I had to drive by it the morning after the face eating. I was like, what the hell is going on?
There's there's neighborhoods like that where you got really nice houses and something terrible like that happens. I wonder if they got a discount on that.
They had to have. It sold quick.
I got 2 scenarios from text that came in. 2 houses that are identical on your list of how much you like them. So it's like, it's eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
It's got enough room it's got a pool, and you could put a wiffle ball.
All right.
Here are the things, though. In one of the houses, there was a guy who was stabbed to death by his cousin because he owed him $100 for weed. Okay, so there was a murder that happened in house number 1.
Okay.
In house number 2, the neighbor died of natural causes. Okay, gentle little death. but he was a loner, didn't have family. It was a couple months before they found him, and his cats were eating his body. So those are 2 texts we got. You got house 1 and house 2. Which house do you buy? That's the separating factor. That's your eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Which one do you go with?
Cat eating.
Stab for weed money or
I go with
cat chow?
I go with cat chow. I mean,
You're going to get that house?
I rip up the floor. The floor's coming out.
I think I go with cat chow only because what a horrific story that is. I mean, the body was in there for weeks. The cats ate him.
But he died of natural causes, and if he loved his cats, he's like,
have at me.
Screw it, I'm cat food.
But he the reason why he wins, he has the M. Night Shyamalan ending. I didn't see that. Cat eating?
So you go with that?
I go with cat eating. Yeah, it's what a story. You kidding me? I mean,
so
drug deal
twisted.
gone sour. It's terrible, but there's so many of those.
Okay. All right, there we go. The twisted mind of home buying by the bird. It's an interesting look.
Looking for some KVJ merchandise and swag? Go to KVJShow.com and click KVJ Gear.
Interesting text we got here. We're talking about homes where people have died, as Dennys and Jaybird both doing some house hunting right now. Dennys is laying the claim on his, going to be in his new place.
Yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
The bird, not so much. He's looking still, and he is a little stressed. It's hard, man. Looking for a house in a pandemic, like, that's a whole new level of what the hell do I do?
Mm-hmm. Do we know if anybody's been killed in Denny's place? Did he that question come out, or is that just a mystery? We don't know.
I think I don't think they asked. That's a good question, though.
It's not the owner, because he knows the owner. He's been talking to her, and she was actually very cool. She fixed a bunch of stuff for him that she didn't have to even fix.
Do a lot of people ask? Is that something that people ask? I never thought of it. I mean, I never asked that it's been a while since I bought my house.
I knew when I moved in because the neighbor came over and told me the whole story of the guy that died in my house.
The neighbor did that before you even bought it?
The neighbor did that like first week I was living there.
Is your neighbor old? Because they love talking about death.
Neighbor Peter is awesome. He doesn't live there anymore. He moved to a senior center, and we go visit him still. Well, pre-corona we did. But he was super cool because he told me all the details about how the lady that we bought it from was so mean, and she was like nasty to her husband, and he died in the house, and she was verbally abusive to him, and they could hear it.
Oh, then she totally poisoned him.
Yeah, right.
Totally poisoned. She got away with it.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's certainly made for a salacious, fun story.
Yeah, I don't think there's any deaths in there. I mean,
did you ask?
I didn't. So the lady came down. She's been living there for 10 years.
Okay.
By herself.
No, she didn't kill her husband?
She did not kill her husband. Single woman. She came down initially because her mom lived there. And then I think her mom passed away at the hospital. And then she was going to move back up to where I don't want to disclose all this lady's information, but she was going to move back to go, because she only came down to take care of her mom.
Oh, okay.
What's her social security number?
And she ended up staying in her mama's house.
She just ended up staying there. She was fixing some stuff, and then she ended up just staying, and then she stayed there a lot longer than she planned on it. And now, I mean, I think all her friends are excited for her to come back. So.
Good for her.
Yeah. So I think she put it up before the corona happened, and it just delayed it a little bit longer than she had anticipated.
Yeah, because I don't think you're required to disclose in Florida if it's happened, and a lot of places I don't think do. Somebody just texted us and said, yeah, my wife and I were doing a little house hunting around in Jupiter, and we went to this house and checked it out within 3 minutes of being on the property. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, I remember this place. It was the site of that tragic triple homicide that had happened.
Oh, no.
Oh,
the Super Bowl murder.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, no, we're good. They said they walked right out.
Whoa.
That place is up for sale.
I would not buy that.
I mean, multiple murders in a house. That's pretty rough.
One of the waitresses that they killed was a waitress that waited on us at Craft Bar Kitchen. I don't know if y'all remember. We did several events there.
I do.
She was super sweet. I could never buy that house.
We always had, as kids, there was always that one or two houses in Lake Park that have somebody that got killed or murdered. I feel like every town's got that story, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
You walk by the house and go, that was...
I feel like every neighborhood has that story.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every neighborhood's got a murder house or a house where people died in a fire. That happened in my neighborhood growing up. There was a girl down the street that got hit by a car. I told you that story. Her parents put the house up for sale after that.
And on the anniversary, you could still hear the screams.
Yes. So haunting.
You should do horror movies.
Yeah.
You guys ready for a quick little game of the Song Association game?
Oh, yeah.
So ready.
Okay.
Wait, explain it again.
Oh, boy.
Is it on Netflix?
I'm sorry. We do have quite a few new games. I am dumb, but not that dumb.
Okay. All right.
I love how no one's defending her.
The name of this game, Virginia, is I will give you a word and then 3 seconds, and you got to start singing the part of the popular song that goes with that word.
Okay.
You got a lot on your mind, Mom. You got 19 dirts of the day to get all organized and ready.
Mm-hmm. So I'll flip it around. We'll go with Dennys.
All right.
Start this side of the room.
Good. I like.
Work
Start
all
with
around.
that. Put the pressure on him first.
Okay. Song Association game. All right. I am going to give you the word fun.
Ain't it fun living in the real world? Paramore?
Yeah. Give me goosebumps.
That was nice.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Denny survives round one.
Sweaty. Going first, man.
He just said he's sweaty as Jaybird's giving him a high five.
I know. Touch skin.
It's a wet one.
His sweat don't gross me out.
Yeah.
We've shared underwear before. I think we're past the...
That's hot.
At the same time. I'm kidding.
2 men, 1 pair.
Jaybird, your word is go.
Go your own way. Go your own way.
Dang, y'all did good.
Ooh.
That was good. I didn't know if he's going to get it.
I didn't either. Except I'm about to throw up lemon juice.
I saw a little come up.
Okay, Virginia, your word is fire.
I seen fire and I seen rain. I seen sunny days that I thought would never end.
Okay, all right.
Wow, you just made me hate James Taylor. I didn't think that was possible.
Okay, we're into round 2 here. Y'all survived round 1. Nice job. Song Association game. Denny's, your word is sad.
Sad eyes.
It's a song, Sad
I don't know if I got the
Eyes.
melody there, but yes. Sad eyes.
It was a hit in the 70s.
Okay.
Thank you, Bird.
I am defending 70s music.
Okay. Jaybird, your word is tough.
If I'm tough enough, if she's tough enough.
Fabulous Thunderbirds.
Yeah, my dad loved that song. I hated
That
it.
song is sweaty.
That makes me instantly sweat. They had another song that was sweaty. What was their other big hit? Tough Enough, and they had a big run.
Wet enough?
I don't know. I always ask questions that
yeah,
I always
they
ask
did.
questions that completely just
Stop the room.
stop the bit. Don't worry about it, Kev. No one gives a crap anyway.
Hell no, they do. It was I don't wrap
Wrap
it
it
up.
up, yeah.
Wrap it up.
That's
I'll
right.
take it.
That's what it
wrap it up.
Pretty much the same song.
It is the exact same song. Okay, Virginia, your word here in round 2 is wake.
Wake me up before you go.
Okay.
Nice.
Real nice.
Thought it was good.
If you need it, I could come over at night and sing you to sleep.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right, here we go. Third round, Denny's. Back to you, Song Association game. Your word is center.
Darn. Can never get center.
That's a tough
That's
one.
a real tough one.
Look at me, I can be center field.
Oh, Virginia's showing off.
Would that count?
I think we take that, center.
Because there's
maybe.
no other songs about center.
The one I was thinking was I'm in love with the centerfold, but I was like, is that a different word?
That's a
I
whole.
would-
That's
I
a
would- I
different
would've taken that
word.
one.
All right.
Is it?
All right, so
I
words
think it's a
with-
different word.
So words with center being the root.
That's why I didn't do it. I was like,
Is there a song about a centipede?
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I'm eliminated.
Okay.
Damn.
All right, Jaybird, your song has to have the word hand.
Born to hand jive, baby. Hand jive? Born to hand jive? Born to hand jive, baby.
They said hand job.
It's from
Hand
Greece.
jive?
It's a big song in Greece.
It is. Okay.
Do
you know it, Virginia?
I don't like Greece, but look, it is a hand jive. It's a song from Greece.
Danny Zuko and Cha Cha.
Do the hand jive.
Oh, yeah. And
All right.
Sandy is pissed off.
All right. Okay. We'll give Bird credit on that. That means you got to get this, Virginia, or Bird is our winner.
No pressure.
Okay. Your word is price. Bird gets the win.
Yes.
Wow.
Would you have accepted the instrumental Price is Right theme song?
I would have loved to have heard that.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think you should have. I would have said take that
one. There you go.
You should. That's a fun game. You should do instrumentals with your mouth, and so you have to try to guess them.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, I'd love to play.
Okay. After the show podcast, man. It's coming up.
KVJ not only does a radio show, but also does an after the show podcast. Watch or listen on KVJShow.com.
Yeah, of course, the Marlins are the most cursed by coronavirus during the new baseball season has been going on. Every single day they seem to test and come out with more and more numbers. For the Marlins, the number is pretty staggering. Now, they got a 30-man roster right now, and they basically have 17 players and coaches that have tested positive for coronavirus. So that is now a majority of the team has tested positive.
If they need an extra arm, I'd love to throw an inning or two. I'm in my prime.
They're honestly plunking anybody. Apparently, they got their reserve camp in Jupiter, and that's where they're like, all right, bring them on down. Drive them down to Miami.
Here, catch this corona ball. The guy throwing it's got the corona.
If you're a minor league and you're young and you want to get in the league, you're like, oh, no, that's fine. Throw me the corona ball. You don't give a crap.
You're hoping everybody on the Marlins gets the corona.
Yeah, you want your shot right now.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So if you're in Jupiter right now listening to us, your number is probably going to be called pretty soon. And the crazy thing about this, too, is it's pretty much just the Marlins. Major League Baseball said that there have been no new positive test results from any of the other 29 clubs. It's just the Marlins that this is running through. Because everybody's like, hey, you got to shut down baseball. And then Major League Baseball's like, wait a minute, it's only these guys.
Well, Miami was so bad.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I mean, it's a direct correlation to that.
Well, we're in a hot spot. Whether you believe in corona or not, they're saying that we're in a hot spot.
They are saying we are in a hot spot, but they're trying to deflect and saying, well, we think we actually picked it up when we were in Atlanta for an exhibition game.
Oh, aren't you going to Atlanta next week?
Trying to blame the Braves.
I am, and I'm going to lick everything I see.
Kevin.
The Marlins and the Atlanta Braves are in the same division, so they're just trying to make the Braves look bad is what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. The announcement now has officially postponed 4 games against the Baltimore Orioles and 3 games against the Washington Nationals. The Marlins, at the earliest, will play on Tuesday at home against the Phillies at Marlins Park.
And Carl Corona is pitching for the Marlins.
At this point, it might be.
You know, he's Carlos Corona.
The Marlins should do that thing, though, where they bring somebody out from the public, an unknown, to come out and, throw or do something.
Make a movie about it.
It would get publicity. It would.
Can you pitch?
I can. Tiny Dancer. Give me 1 inning out there. My Tiny Dancer will be dancing.
They might give you 1 pitch.
You're going to dance or pitch?
That's the name of my pitch. Tiny Dancer.
You gotta explain
It's
that.
my secret pitch. Tiny Dancer.
Dances right into the dirt.
Hopefully your pitch is better than your actual dancing.
I'll strike your ass out, Ralston, any day.
He was coached by Fauci.
Bring it on, Ralston. I want him.
Could Ralston hit off of you?
Hell no.
Oh, Ralston,
He's not going over the plate.
Do you want to dance?
I'm talking real
I'll
base.
have to dance because the ball come right at me.
If I actually pitched to Kevin, Kevin would not touch me.
Will the Tiny Dancer break his ribs?
I think Kevin wouldn't know what hit him.
Damn.
It'd be a baseball.
Nope.
Damn.
Right in the head.
No.
What hit me? I don't even know.
Y'all should do this.
He is too scared.
Yeah. We'll see if we have time, Virginia.
What else do you have going on?
I mean, I got another time, Kev.
Okay. All right. Well, then there we go. The challenge is on. Yeah, so the big problem here, Virginia, it looks like by count, I think I'm counting 7 games, and it's a 60-game season, and so they're like, okay, what are the Marlins going to do? Play triple headers to make this up? Because they're the only team really affected by this, so it's causing a little bit of a conundrum.
Well, you let the Marlins know the tiny dancer's ready.
So ready to shake that thing.
Oh, I'd love to see Bird get a couple reps out there. Why not?
I would love it.
Yeah, be pretty amazing. He come back with coronavirus, but you know.
That's okay. I think we did.
Hey,
I think
live his dream.
it'd be worth it.
I think for the national television coverage, it may be worth it.
I would, if the deal was, Bird, you got to do it, but you get corona, sign me up.
Sign me up.
Well, we'll make you stay home for a month on Zoom, but so what? It's a month.
Agreed.
Okay. I think it's a done deal. They did poll people. 56% of people think that Major League Baseball should just postpone the season, while roughly a third, 35%, said that they shouldn't. About 9% are like, I don't know. I don't even watch baseball.
That's me.
That's a lot.
Pretty much it, yeah. All right, the After the Show podcast is going to be coming up here on Facebook. You can watch it live, but it's also on demand. YouTube's got it. We also have it on our regular podcast app. You can actually check it out wherever you get podcasts. You've got Podbean. You've got Spotify even. We're up there. You can listen to the KVJ Show on Spotify. And you can also download the free 97.9 WRMF app and listen to it there. The After the Show podcast is the last 30 minutes. Our regular show's on there without music and commercials, so check it out. All right, Bird, give us your parting thought for the day.
Don't think money does everything, or you're going to end up doing everything for money.
Did you miss a segment from the KVJ Show? Find it on KVJShow.com or SoundCloud.com/KVJ Show.